practice. We had to practice. Okay, go for it.
Hello, and welcome to the What Was She Thinking? The podcast where we watch movies and TV series a little deeper and we talk about stories, choices, culture, and the moments that make you pause and think and ask, what was she thinking?
And that means in this show, we are asking the character, the director, and ourselves to consider how thoughts prompt actions and ultimately one's experiences in life. Today, we are reviewing the TV show The Testaments on Hulu, starring Chase Infinity as Agnes Mackenzie, Rowan Blanchard as Shaunamite. I might get this wrong. Isolde, is that how you say it? Isolde? Please forgive me. Artis as Hulda, that's for sure. That's the character who plays Hulda. Lucy Halliday that plays Daisy, Ann Dowd that plays Aunt Lydia, and Mabel Lee that plays Aunt Vidalia. These are the main characters. And this is not just a TV recap. This is a conversation about mindset, motivation, and the choices that shape women's lives in particular. Hello, I'm Charla.
And I am Kim, and welcome to What Was She Thinking?
Hey, Kim,
And we're back. I know y'all missed
Ooh.
us. Don't try to act like y'all didn't.
Y'all missed this good conversation.
Y'all missed this good conversation, and I know y'all was waiting on us. But life be lifing, and we are both mothers, and need I say more?
All the things.
All the things. All the things.
May is a month of like end of school year, end of so many like activities. So you got recitals, you got concerts, you got all kind of things, got graduations. And we just weren't prepared this time around. This is our first time doing it. So we just were not prepared for the season.
May was like,
yeah, the season was like, girl, what you gonna do? Okay, so yeah.
I don't know what you thought.
But you should have been a little bit more prepared.
A little bit more prepared. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we missed out on some good conversation the last few weeks.
We did. But we're back.
We're back, yeah.
And you know, family comes first, the children come first. So our first obligation was to the children, and both of our children have active extracurricular activities and things outside of that. And so there's some moments and memories that we could not miss. So
and you too though, you went to Cali.
Yeah, so we went to Cali for the academic tournament, the Honda Campus All-Star Challenge. Only team from South Carolina, on HBCU from South Carolina to go, and we went further than we've gone in previous years. So we made it to the Super 16. So I'm super proud of my team. We were extremely busy every day that we were in California. And then our flight got delayed coming back, and that's a whole nother story. But we made it there, and we made it back safely. And we did well while we were there. So I'm glad that we are continuing the legacy of being represented in that space. So
y'all did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of y'all. Yay, BC. And then fearless leader. So not only like kids stuff going on, but also like your activities with your school and the academic team that you lead.
Yeah. So, closing out the school year, closing out the spring semester, academic school year, it's been super busy. So and that was just that kind of started us out, and it was on the road in. I mean, it was a nonstop train from that point. Nonstop.
It was nonstop, yeah. So so we decided that coming back, we would come back strong with the Testaments, because it fully is like I feel like a female-centered
Oh, yeah,
storyline
sure.
with a whole bunch of stuff that we could talk
Yeah,
about. It's like it just touches so many
it does.
things.
It really
Yeah.
does. And
Uh,
coming from someone who did not watch Handmaid's Tale,
oh, you didn't see Handmaid's
I
Tale?
never saw that. So the Testaments were is my introduction to that universe.
Yeah, like Gilead.
Yeah. And
Wow.
when I tell you, honey, I would have been dead. Mhm.
Kim, okay, so let's do a recap of The Handmaid's Tale
Mhm.
because I came across it, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And I think when I first watched it, I put it down. I like was like, that's a lot. Okay, because if anybody hasn't seen Handmaid's Tale, it's a. I haven't read the book. You have you read the
No, I
book?
haven't read the book.
I didn't realize it was a
Yeah.
book, but it is. I want to read the book because I always feel like the book is
Yeah.
better. But it starts with explaining that we are in this world where women no longer have any power and men have all of the power. So it's really scary. Like this is, I guess that's why I stepped away from it because I was like, this is freaking scary.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So June is the main character in Handmaid's Tale, and so she's telling the stories, basically her voiceover, and she is all of the women in red. If anybody's seen that cover, they are handmaids, and the handmaids apparently in this world that they're in now, women became barren. And so there weren't any children being born. And so I guess the men decided that they needed to do something about it. And they got women to agree with them. And they decided that they would find the women who were able to have children. Okay. So the women who have children are the handmaids, and they have children for the elite people of the society. And it is so creepy how they do it. So, for instance, June is a handmaid and she worked for this family, right? So, she was in this house with this family with this husband and wife. And the way that they would have sex is that he would cover her like with a sheet, and the wife would be there, like behind her or whatever. And he would have sex hoping to have a doggone baby that way. So she was supposed to have a baby for them. And then if she got pregnant in this manner, then she would give her baby over to the wife and the husband for who she was. And your whole name and identity would change. So instead of her being who she was, everybody was um like the last name of their master basically. So she would be all, so instead of her name she'd be all red, or you be all whatever, you be your master's whatever name, that's who you were. It was crazy. And the women, so even though you were like a wife, you still were treated like you couldn't read. The women, so even if you're an elite woman in this society,
Mhm.
you're still not able to read. And if you are caught reading, like it's like chopping off your finger. Like it's that freaking serious if you're caught reading a doggone book. So Handmaid's Tale is spent this whole time like the handmaids. So there's levels, there's maids, all of the women are maids, and these are women who don't have children but they take care of whatever. But anyway, Kim, you gotta watch it. So all of the women in the levels band together essentially at the end and break free. But everybody doesn't break free because it's like it's hard to explain. It's like they're in America, but certain states in America have been taken
Right.
over. So certain states in America are free and certain states are Gilead.
Right. And so I'm picking that up from the Testaments. And
Right.
so and that's what I have been told. So from what I have heard of the Handmaid's Tale, that this is the beginning. This is how it started. And
Mhm.
then um I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, yeah, Handmaid's Tale is how it started. So when we in hand, so basically June has two children.
Mhm.
the family that she works for or whatever that she's enslaved to, she's not able to get pregnant from the husband. So the wife convinces her to have a baby with the chauffeur. Okay. So June is taken from her family in the real world. She's sent to
Mm-hmm.
Gilead. She's put with this family. Okay. So she doesn't see her husband or her child. She has a child too with her husband, and before all of this takes place, before she is kidnapped and taken into this world. In this world, I guess she's like, all right, my husband is gone. I'll never see him at all. So she kind of develops this relationship with this I can't, you know what I'm saying. So I think the wife kind of picked up on it or whatever. I don't know. I can't. Anyway, so they end up having a baby to get that scene of her and her carrying this baby. That whole season was phenomenal. Anyway, so she has a baby with this man. Okay.
Let me ask you something. Is the man a black man?
No, he's something. He don't I don't know, but she has a baby
Okay.
with this man. Okay. That baby ends up being taken from her. Okay. If I remember correctly. She spends the entire series trying to get that baby back.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? That baby is Agnes.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So we end because Handmaid's Tale kind of got old because we're like, okay, she has been trying to find this child for 11,000
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
She always gets close. She ends up saving other people and getting them out of Gilead and getting them to safety in these other states.
Mhm.
Okay, so I like that the Testaments has now picked up this story
Mhm.
because she never solved it in Handmaid's Tale. You know what I'm saying? It was
Okay.
getting kind of old. It was getting old.
Yeah.
Like, God doggone now. Because she would get out and she break free. And then they'd be like, girl, Hannah's gone. We just can't.
You just missed her. Like,
You got another
yeah.
baby over here.
Mhm.
Just love on that one. And she be like, no, I'm going back. I'm going back. They be like, the Gilead, where they chopping people up. That girl is living it. She's because they were like, she's in the family of a commander.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Or whatever. But she could never let it go. So, okay, I like that they just picked it up by telling this perspective of the girls.
Yeah.
Because we saw the perspective of the women who have no power.
Mhm.
So this is Testaments is good because now we see the perspective of women who have who are in the realm of
Mhm.
power
Mhm.
or whatever. So I like it so far because I'm like, okay, this is good.
Okay.
This is telling.
And
Yeah, yeah,
Agnes is the voice. She is the narrator. So
yeah.
she is telling the story from her perspective through in most of the episodes because it does switch from who's telling the story
From Agnes to
to
Lydia
Lydia. Yeah.
to Daisy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Lydia was off the freaking chain in hand out. Cause okay, Kim, if you watch Handmaid's Tale, you be like, die. She must die. And all her hair,
Listen,
she must die.
Lydia gets she gets the side eye from me because I'm trying to figure out like okay. I'm
But at the end of Handmaid's Tale, she switches sides. So that's why I'm so confused as to how she got back into
yeah.
Gilead. Because she, at the end of Handmaid's Tale, she realizes she's been doing the wrong thing all of this time. But we see eventually in the Testaments that whatever, how she came to be who
Yeah.
she is now, whatever. But I mean, she was a complete enforcer in Handmaid's Tale. She enforced all of these rules. She used to beat them girls. She was awful.
Listen, that when that okay. Okay.
Okay, so we can start that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the backstory. If anybody has not, it is a good watch. I think as you get to the end of the series, it gets kind of repetitive, and you're like, okay, where are we going? But those
Mhm.
first few seasons are like phenomenal,
Okay.
and it's really scary to think about that you could be in a world where men have decided that they are now, because it just reminds me of slavery.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like this is slavery. This is
mm.
like this is slavery.
I mean,
All
we've
y'all
seen this playbook
we have seen
before.
this before, but it was based on color.
Yeah,
Now this is
no
based on
gender.
gender,
Yeah,
and that's freaking
yeah,
scary.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I didn't see him, but that is something that I will be watching this summer. It's on
You would love it.
my
You would love it.
because the Testaments has, honey.
Yeah, so we entered the life of Agnes,
Yeah.
episode 1,
Hmm.
in Testaments. We are in Gilead. She's a plum.
She's a plum.
She's a plum. Let me tell you, the colors eat, Kim. Whoever is the costume designer for this show,
The plum, the
the colors,
pearls, honey.
the green, the
The green.
colors eat, Kim. The colors
Listen, when okay,
they eat.
look,
Who is? I gotta find
I
out.
don't
They
know who's the this designer, but I will
yeah.
say that it was good to see Chase Infinity.
Chase Infinity because she was in
One
One
battle
Battle,
after
right?
another. Yeah,
She's good. She's really
yeah. So
good.
it was good to see her again, and being like an introduction to like this universe, Gilead. Yeah, the production value, the design certainly
Hmm.
does. They spent good money. Mhm. They
Yeah.
spent good
Hmm.
money on the production of the show. So,
Yeah.
um, even when you talk about like the plums and even their dress, the colors, I, jumping forward a little bit when Aunt Lydia when they asked about giving her input on the what the women would wear.
Yeah.
And she was like, he was like, it's uncomfortable fabric. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with the uncomfortable fabric. But
Mhm.
anyway, I'm
Yeah.
just my introduction to it being a first timer to the universe. I thought my mouth dropped the first episode. My mouth was like, so nobody's gonna grab the gun.
Nobody
Nobody's gonna shoot and kill up
shoot them.
nobody. Y'all just
Mhm.
gonna praise be to the Lord.
Mhm.
That's what you gonna do to me?
Mhm. I'm sorry.
So
Go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
I was just like what's happening here? Like what are we
Yeah.
doing? Like in my mind, currently, the first episode, what are we doing here? Okay. What are we
Because
doing?
it would be like if you was like in the land of like if you were dropped off in slavery times, you'd be like, I know nobody ain't talking to me like that. You
Excuse me, what are we doing here? My question is, what are we doing here? I don't understand what you're saying to me. That's what I said. I
well,
knew I would have been dead. Because I would have been like, what are we doing here? I'm asking a valid question. I don't understand what we're doing here.
what are we
I'm not
doing
really
here?
understanding why you're waiting on me to get my period. What are we doing here? What are we in all of you are women. All of you, all you aunties
Yeah.
are women. And
This is
this is how you gonna treat me?
This is the scary part because if you think about like conservatives, I guess, who are on the
Yeah,
side of the fact that, women should, like, we should go back to like traditional times,
yeah,
maybe, or that, women shouldn't be
yeah,
feminists, or whatever the case may be. Like, the women who agree with that kind of narrative, that's scary. So this is how the men in Gilead came, because you can't do it on your
right,
own. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If women had pushed back and was like, "That's some bullshit. I'm not
I'm
doing
not
that,"
doing it.
then the men would have never
Yeah.
come to
Mhm.
power. But there are women who are of the belief that yeah, we should not be working. Yeah, we should not be reading. So what happened was in the storyline, they connect pollution to infertility.
Mhm.
So the women agree that we should have this world where we eat
Yeah.
natural, and that will bring body back to being fertile, and we just and they connect it to like the
Yeah.
Bible. right? It's biblical times, like biblical like teachings. And so the women agree with a group of men who agree, and then they're able to come together and oppress the people who would never
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
And that's how they got into power, right? Because they use the Bible, right,
Hmm.
as validation
The Old
for what
Testament.
they
They
should
use
be
the Old
doing.
Testament too.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then they collectively just grew and
Yeah.
grew and built up
Yeah.
momentum. And kind of like I think in Daisy says in one episode, like we talked about it, we saw it, but we never did anything about it.
Yeah.
And then it got out of
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. 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 I don't need autonomy over my body. I don't need control over, and it goes back to, listen, you strip knowledge, you strip the ability for you to think for yourself, you strip the ability to access information, you strip
Mm-hmm.
away all of those things, and you have a bunch of people that says, we were protected then, we were cared for then, we were. And when I was watching some like like Lifetime movies recently, and one of them was talking about how um the the young lady, I think she was the driving force of domestic violence, and her husband literally slit her throat and beat her up, and the police was standing on her front yard lawn,
Mm-mm.
and no one did
Did.
anything to protect her. She was being
Mm-hmm.
abused by her husband, and he was
Mm-hmm.
literally beating her and stabbed her in front of the police officers. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was her case, because she ended up suing the police department. It was her case that started to catapult domestic violence. And because people thought, well, your husband, this is your husband, and within a marriage, husband can do whatever they want to their wives.
And
And
what did you do
and like, this was
to
like in the 80s. This was
yeah,
in
that's
the
okay,
80s.
yeah.
And
That's
you
the
think
narrative,
about
yeah.
like how far we have come, but yet we have so far to go, because still men feel they need to have control over what a woman says, or her body, what she can do and can't do with her body. Um,
Mhm.
when and why, and if she does have to reproduce or want to reproduce. And
Mhm.
so, we still fall back into those traditional um gender gender roles, traditional
Mhm.
male and female gender roles.
Mhm.
And they used a lot of that, and along with the Bible, Old Testament, to manipulate these women into this cult like place.
Mhm.
Um,
And it happens today
it
still.
does. It
It
does.
does. Yeah. Uh-huh. I just saw a documentary recently about the man who took over after what's his name? Warren Jeffs, and how being isolated helps. I believe they're in an isolated kind of
Mhm.
area, and he convinced them that they shouldn't have sex. So all of the men who were there married, like they shouldn't be having sex with their wives. They're not going to have any more children. But yet he then becomes the one who was then permitted to have sex with all the
Mhm.
women. But he convinced them. He
Mhm.
convinced them
Mhm.
that that was
Mhm.
actually a true thing.
Mhm.
So it's scary, yeah, to think that yeah, you could have
People,
people who
yeah,
come into
and
the kind
they
of
don't have the ability to ask the question, "What are we doing here?
yeah, what are
What
we
are we
doing?
doing
Why?
here? And why are we doing this?" And it becomes, because like in a episode, I don't remember which one it was, maybe like 3 or 4, um the breakdown, how they started to get the women in line. They were killing women in front of each other, and
Fear,
the
yeah.
fear
Fear
of
have
just trying to survive, which I had some empathy for Lydia, her character,
mhm.
because it was at this point, I need to survive.
I need to
And
survive, yeah.
she used manipulation to of that man, to for her survival, which I understood her self-preservation. but at the same time, it was just crazy to witness the level of um harshness and what these men thought they had to do to keep their power or retain
It's
power.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's
That's
a hell of a
crazy.
drug. People say cocaine is a hell of a drug, but and
Or is it fear? Because I'm like, what drives you to believe that you you feel like you need to be so aggressive and threatening? You know what I'm saying? I guess that you feel like I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something in such a way to prevent you from being successful,
and
to prevent you
and
from
a
being.
whole gender of a whole gender. What about
Mhm.
that gender is the reason for the fear, the need
Yeah.
for the control and power of
Mhm.
a whole gender of a person? What was
Mhm.
it? And did they explore that in the Handmaid's Tale as to why, or was it just simple reproduction?
You mean as to why they were like fearful of women
Yeah,
and wanted
why
to
they needed to have the control over the women, all women. Was it just
um
simple as just reproduction?
yeah, I mean that was the basis I think of the main argument that we have. Like maybe there was some connection of thinking like we're being punished by God, because I think there is a lot of like when people fall in line there is a fear that you're gonna burn in
Yeah.
hell, or you know what I'm saying, you're gonna make God mad. So I don't know if they felt like this was like the answer
Mhm.
to why, like God being mad at them, like nobody was able to have children.
And the misrepresentation of the text, the Old Testament that they use to bound everything to this is what you're going to do, or else this is what you were, or else this is what will happen. Like, I find it
Mhm.
so interesting when it comes to the Pearls group, because these are women that were in the world, that were coming, they were trying to pull these women into this space. So they were, and this is the crazy part, these people had a whole recruitment team.
But they do that. But if you think about it, like when I think about in our back in our day, you may have remembered like movies,
Yeah,
and they would have people who were like, what is it, like Kwame, whatever,
yeah,
at the airport, and they have on those little, and they would be like in all of the movies, and they'd be like, oh, they're trying to
yeah,
convert you.
yeah,
That's where you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
So that's what I think about. Like when I saw that, when I saw them, like she was setting herself up to be recruited
yeah,
or whatever. But we think about like, or prostitution. Like if I've seen Pose, you seen
yeah,
Pose,
mhm,
and they're like recruiting the
yeah,
young,
to the bar,
um,
yeah,
who are like, what is it,
mhm,
vulnerable. They don't have any money. They don't have any
mhm,
family,
mhm.
and they're like, oh, come, I'll take
I'll
care of
take care.
you.
Aren't you
You
tired?
know,
Aren't you
aren't you
tired?
tired? Yeah, give me your week. Give me your.
Yeah. Come on over here. Aren't you tired?
So I
Mhm.
think they do a lot of that. Okay, so let's talk. Let's go through like
Okay.
episode one. You talk
Okay.
about Pearl. So episode one, we start with, like you said, we're introduced to Agnes.
Yes.
We're introduced to the world of how Gilead works for
Mhm.
those who are going to be married.
Mhm.
Because Handmaid's Tale was just you just being recruited for having babies,
Okay.
but this is the respectable world of like the world, the girls respectable, supposed to, the girl who's getting married. Agnes is a plum.
Mhm.
Um, so in Handmaid's Tale, she was given to a nice family. So apparently something happened to her adopted mother, and now she has Paula, who is not very nice to
Yeah.
her.
Mhm.
And she is very much guarded. So she goes to school, and I thought it was laughable what they learn at school. Like, what is this foolishness that they're
I
in there
know.
doing?
We're gonna learn to weave. We gonna learn to thread or make knitting fabric. I don't
And
even know
yeah,
what are you doing, and you're gonna make
crafting. I think, like, what is this? This is all we're doing, but that is it, right? Because if you think about back in the day, women were, prevented from taking
Oh,
certain
yeah.
courses.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you
And
couldn't
th
take a higher level
and
math.
that's
You
how
couldn't
it
take
starts with the indoctrination, because
right.
they don't allow you to explore anything else. We're gonna
That
keep
make you
the
think
curriculum. Yeah, the curriculum is this. And so you're
yeah,
gonna knit and you're gonna learn how to pour tea,
and make a happy
make a
home.
happy home, and you're gonna learn how to be a servant, and
Mhm.
you're gonna learn how to serve your husband.
Mhm.
And they were just as happy as a bug in a rug.
But they weren't really though. Well, some of them was like, I don't like you here.
I think some of them, now her little best friend,
Becca.
yeah, Becca. I think she would be okay. She would have been okay if she didn't get that period. If she could have
Yeah,
been with her friends, they would be okay because they would be plums and they could be with their friends.
friends,
But
yeah.
once you become, in essence, to the
Eligible.
basic form a woman,
Mhm.
physically, then that changes things. Then it's no more.
Right.
We can't play. I mean, even
Now I gotta grow up.
um their their physical, their PE class.
They can't, but you know, because again, that's like back in the day, women can't do much
Yeah,
jumping.
yeah.
They might mess up their reproductive system. I even read, I think in one article, like women would be prevented from like the higher level courses with
Hmm.
the thinking
Oh,
could be
yeah.
too much for
Mm-mm,
women.
mm-mm.
Like this is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You and all of them, probably, smart as a whip, but they're all in remedial. They're all in the remedial classes. You're in the remedial
You all in
kitchen
remedial
class. You're in the
classes,
remedial
right?
PE class. You're in the
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, you're in all. But I think as long as they were a plum without having the physical, going into womanhood, they were happy. I think that because they had been indoctrinated, because these were essence the babies that grew up in
In
Gilead,
Gilead.
right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So
Mhm.
this is all they know. They don't know anything other than that. And
Mhm.
then they've been so fearful because I think it was in like the first episode when they go on the little field trip,
Yeah.
the bodies are hanging about
Right.
people who were trying to, or they felt that the women were enticing the men.
Mhm.
And where is it my responsibility, or how did it become my responsibility at 13, 14 years old to entice a grown man?
Mhm. They did that in Handmaid's Tale too, where it would be reminding me again of kind of like slavery. Like
Yeah. Mhm.
we're going to instill fear in
Yeah.
everybody and show everybody what happens when you don't listen.
Mhm.
So we have this public viewing
Yeah. Public viewing.
of
Yeah.
punishment.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that I was surprised that they like, because that was like a lesson.
Yeah.
That was a field trip
Yeah.
lesson. We will go ahead and show you these men and what can happen to them. And then we see later on in the episode, okay, she gets the pearl. Daisy
Mhm.
comes into
Mhm.
play, and Daisy is there to learn the ways
Mhm.
because she's been
Yeah.
recruited, and they're hoping that maybe I guess she could be a part of the fertile
Yeah.
crew, right?
Mhm.
As a woman.
Mhm.
Um, and then Daisy is quickly, I guess she gets a quick kind of like intro into what this world is
Mhm.
about. They chop off that man. And them girls are like,
And
yes.
they were for it. Chop it off. You
They
need
were
to
really
do
bar-
this. And then they
they were really barbaric and animalistic to be. So it's like this kind of contrast.
Yes.
They teaching us to be like ladies, but at what they like Daisy was like, get me the hell up out of here.
Yeah. What the hell was that? She was like, what? Again, asking the question, like, what's happening? What's happening
What's
here?
happening? Yeah.
I
She
mean,
thought she didn't know what she was signing up for, but that was yeah,
the
because
brutality.
that would be a lot to
Yeah.
witness. That is so vulgar, or I don't even know,
Mhm.
that is so ooh, I don't know, that's a lot.
Yeah,
And then
and
everybody
and they were
around
desensitized to it as
mhm.
current times, as we are becoming desensitized to the
Yeah.
the complete craziness that happens, that's happening,
Mhm.
has happened, is happening currently. We as a people have become desensitized to the barbaric and the horrible things that's happening right now. And
Mhm.
that's like step one. Step
Right,
step
yeah.
one,
Mhm.
we think that it's normal that this man who obviously likes women, and that's a normal thing, but because he did something that they didn't feel was normal, chop his hand off.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
guess what? We're gonna cheer it on because you know what? You shouldn't have did that.
No, right. You should have did that. And that is the type, because there is a sense of like women belong to certain men, and anybody who kind of steps in on that, they get punished. So it's like the men have to understand the rules too. Like we rate around here, but it got to be a regimen. It got to be a structured rate. We don't do it.
And it's the level like of classism too to that, right? So there's the hierarchy between genders, and then there's
Mhm.
a level of class. So the driver is not in the same class as the commander. And the
No.
girls talk about this in one of the episodes in I think episode 2, uh
Mhm.
maybe episode 1, but I think it's episode 2, when they talk about, you know, when they do become enter into womanhood per se,
Mhm.
their mate needs to be of a certain class. Even so,
Right.
like, we want this type of commander and not this type of commander, or someone
Mhm.
from this type of family. And then it goes back even more to those, again, those traditional gender roles of my family chooses who is the suitable match for me. I don't have any say so in who I'm matched with. Like that is
Mhm.
like I don't have a mind of who I can have a connection with.
Right.
Someone orchestrates that for me,
Mhm.
which is absolutely crazy.
But is it though? Because okay, so
Free
episode 2
will. Free
with
will.
Kim. Okay, wait a minute. Episode 2, Agnes gets her period. So you're right. So Becca got it.
Mhm.
Episode
Yeah.
1 is such a big deal, right? They
Yeah.
go up, they ring the bell. Agnes gets it. Agnes says at one point in time, I want a family. I want kids. So she's happy about it, but she's kind of nervous because she doesn't know what it really means for her, right? Because she doesn't get to choose because she likes this guardian guy, Garth,
Yeah.
but she knows there's no way that she has an option to have Garth.
Mhm.
And so they decide, or they talk, the girls talk, and they say, well, you can choose between commander such and such, or maybe you can get commander such and such because he has this and commander such and such has that. And I say, Kim, that's not too far from me of a conversation I've had with my friends about this dude and that dude who has this job and that
And
job.
you know what though? I can see that parallel, but the thing that makes a difference. And I'm gonna tell
What
you what
is
makes a difference.
what?
These are old, creepy men.
They are old
And
creepy
these are
men.
men that was not selected by these girls. These
Mhm.
were men selected by themselves.
Yeah, you're right. They are. You're right. There is that. But we do teach. I think I do. I am. I the selection process, at least the the way in which they're choosing. Right. They're like not too far off from what I would say. This.
I can see that. I can see the parallel as far as like, because like they said, they didn't like. Oh, I don't want no one that's a commander of a colony, but I want one that's a commander of the battle or something like that. I think it's like, you
Right.
know, there's a hierarchy of, you know, the commanders or whatever. And so like
Mhm.
your place there is what they're looking for their best. They're thinking about their best suited match. And I get that
Right.
because we, you know, we do that. Okay, well, you know, he has a good job. you know,
Because you
he has
think about your
yeah,
life and the
he has a
life
nice
you
you know,
live.
he has his own home,
Yeah.
there's security there, he seems mature, he seems to handle himself, well, things like that,
Mhm.
so we do make those same types of things. I just think within the realm of Gilead, it makes it so much more icky to me, cringy to me,
Mhm.
because I think from both the women's side and the male side, I think the men even put themselves in a disadvantage because the
Mhm.
men make themselves so weird that they're looking at these little girls. They look at these little girls lustfully and hungry. And my
Mhm.
thing is, don't you got a wife?
Mhm.
Like these girls is like your daughters. And, like,
Mhm.
even
Mhm.
in second episode when she got her period and she had to go tell her dad, and
Yeah, in front
the
of all
way
those
that
men.
those old, icky looking men were looking at that girl, like, "This is my daughter." Like, if
Yeah.
y'all don't cut that out. But
Mhm.
they didn't even think to sometimes how they set themselves up for failure and then blame it on a woman. Then blame it on the woman. "Oh, the woman's enticing them." No. You got these old behind men looking at these young girls. And then they don't and then
Yeah.
they basically just she just told her dad in front of all of them that she's now a woman.
Right, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But it does work like that in this world too. It's just that in that world, it's acceptable to longingly look. But
Mhm.
how we have to tell our daughters to be careful, right?
Yeah,
The way they dress.
right?
It's like, okay, on one hand, I know for me, it's like, all right, supposed to tell them that you're your own woman and you should be able to wear whatever you want to wear,
Mhm.
and people should keep their hands to
Mhm.
themselves. But on the other hand, you like, girl, all your titties cannot be out and your ass should not be out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a feminist if I tell her
Mhm.
cover up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm what telling her it's your responsibility to protect yourself because you don't want to get attention, right? It's a balance between. So we still live in this world where I know there are lustful, nasty old men looking at young girls as they get out of the car to go in the gas station or do whatever. You see what I'm saying? But in that world, it's just okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you said that because that raised a lot of different points.
Hmm.
So, so I have a son, but in one of my classes, on campus, we had the same discussion when it talked about like when you come to class, girls have on the little half tops, little bralettes,
Mhm.
half tops, a little crop top leggings. You got the body for it. You got the body to wear it. But
Mhm.
what are you saying when you wear
Mhm.
it? And I remember having a conversation with them that there's a level of responsibility and balance,
Mhm.
right? I respect and love the fact that you feel you can wear what you want to wear, but
Mhm.
you also have to understand that when you do that, it also allows for um, men to perceive you in a certain
Mhm.
light.
Right, yeah.
Good, bad, or
Mhm.
indifferent, but it
Right.
happens. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm
Mhm.
saying you gotta be aware of that.
Right,
I
yeah.
love your freedom to wear what you want, but you also have to understand that there could be a consequence for wearing what you want. Like, we
Right.
come from a time where if I showed too much cleavage at my church, I would have one of my church members pass me a safety pin and tell me
Right.
to cover it up because that's inappropriate, right?
Right, yeah, uh-huh.
And for us, we are in that has been ingrained in us that
Mhm.
when I don't go out with my bosoms out and showing. I don't do that.
Your
The
bosoms.
bosoms. And see, that's what I have to call them with the children. That's what I have to call them with my students. I always say bosoms. Um, but
You took me back, but you're right. I just
yeah,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't wear my I don't wear my bosoms out. But with them, their cleavage is all out. I had a one student that used to come to my class. She had piercings.
Uh-huh.
Never, and she didn't have big breasts. She had little breasts, so she could not wear a bra. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but she would wear these little tops, and I would see her piercings.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her one day, I said, I don't want to be looking at your piercings. And I said, I just need you to be aware that the men in these classrooms, whenever you get up and be walking around or presenting or whatever it may be, they're not paying attention to nothing you saying. They're looking at your bosoms.
But she won't
Can you
that.
please put a bra on when you come to my class? You know what she told me? I
Huh.
said, if not put a bra on, I said, can you put something to cover your nipple up?
Yeah.
You know what she told me? She said,
Huh.
if you buy it, I'll wear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I said, well, let me put it to you like this.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go into a field where you are seen as a professional.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into that place and apply for a job, you're gonna need to have a bra on.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna need to have a bra
And
on.
you and ask them to buy it and see what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. So I'm not knocking you for whatever you
Yeah.
decide to do with your body, but just be aware of how it represents you as a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
You would never see me out. And then I remember pulling up the 1931 31 teacher contract when it said teachers had to be home before 6 o'clock. They could not go
Mm-hmm.
to the soda shop with with a man. They could
Yeah.
not, they had to wear long dresses and have the what would they call the thing? Pinafores had to be up under their pants, their
Mhm.
dresses. If they, all these listings, all these things that women had to do so that they did not appear to seem to be loose,
Use, yeah.
unprofessional, out there in the world. That was put on young women who want to be a teacher, right? And I refer to that in my classes, and students are like, but I can wear it out. And what about the man's response? Yes, a man does have a responsibility to have control over themselves. Yes,
Yeah. But all of them don't.
but all of them don't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a balance between kind of that's why I was like, it's like, okay, I don't want to enforce the
Mm-hmm.
rules because then I'm like the women of Gilead
Yeah,
who are enforcing the
yeah.
rules. You see what I'm saying? I'm enforcing the rules. So at one point in time, on one hand, I could say, fuck the rules, do what
Yeah,
you
do what
want
you
to
want
do.
to do. Mhm.
Wear the skirt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just showing your cat out.
yeah,
All this out. Go ahead, girl. Be you, be you. I can do that all day long, but at the same time, I know we ain't all in agreement that
no.
everybody should keep their hands to themselves. So it's the balance between
Yeah.
I'm not trying to enforce Gilead, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep you safe.
And the crazy part is, Charlotte, too, is the responsibility always falls on the woman.
It always
If
was, yeah, falls on
if
the
by
woman.
chance something happens and the woman is attacked or hurt in some type of way, the first thing somebody's gonna say is, "Well, why did you have that on?"
And that's what they do
Yeah.
here, right? Because okay, so back to we go to episode
Mm-hmm.
2. Agnes has the episode or the incident with the
Mm,
dentist, right? And she is scared to say anything because I believe she does feel like she'll have that response. And we see that later on as we get to think
yeah.
episode 7 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The creepy ass because so we do have like this thing going on where they're young. They gotta only be what? They're just getting their periods. But I don't know. This is a world where periods are delayed too, so I'm not exactly sure because
Yeah,
everybody is.
I'm still gonna say they in their teens some kind of way now.
Oh yeah, they can't be no more than what,
Yeah,
15,
yeah.
16, something like that or whatever. They can't be any more than that. I don't think they like 12, 13. I don't think they're that young
Mhm.
because that's when you, as a girl, you might really get your period
Mhm.
around 12,
Mhm.
13.
Mhm.
But maybe because this is a society where she just is like not right. Maybe they like 15, 16, 17. I don't know, something up in that age. But they are considering like they got to be wives soon, and Agnes is excited about it until she goes to see this creepy ass dentist, which happens also to be her friend's
Father.
her
Like, this is
father.
your daughter's best friend. What are you
Mhm.
doing, dude?
He's been doing this, so this is a problem. Okay, so what I in all societies, I think you have hopefully somebody who's doing good.
Yeah,
So in Handmaid's Tale, the reason why June was able to be somewhat successful because she did ally with people in Gilead who was like, this shit is
yeah.
crazy. Because there was one guy who was one of the founders of Gilead, and he was like, it wasn't supposed to be like this.
Oh,
It has turned into something completely like the men are now going batshit
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get that.
Yeah, and he was like, now he felt kind of partially responsible for how it had gone
He
off the
he
rails. So
did.
he kind of was helping June, but he knew that if he said anything to the men, he would be
Mhm.
persecuted. So he was like, okay, I'm just gonna go
Mhm.
along with it.
Mhm.
And he kind of kept to himself. So I'm hoping there's somebody else. They haven't really identified it, but I think anybody other than Garth
Mhm.
the Testaments
Mhm.
who's on their side and who's giving
Mhm.
them some kind of
Mhm.
insight. So she doesn't really, trust anybody or whatever. She's still kind of like just riding out the wave until she meets this dentist guy. She was like, "Oh shit, maybe I don't want. It may
Yeah.
not be all
Yeah.
roses."
And then he's a full-blown predator.
He's a full-blown predator, so we know that there are predators that exist in this world, and that's the
Exactly.
problem,
And that's a
that men
problem.
will take
That's a
advantage.
problem.
Yeah, men will take advantage. They're not, upstanding and work and like these dudes. But yeah, so we go okay, so episode 3, um, signs of what's coming, what happens in episode 3? We have Daisy's story,
Yeah.
how she came to be in the world of Gilead. Her parents were attacked
Yeah.
or killed.
Mhm.
She gets with June. We don't quite know yet how she gets to Gilead, but we understand that that's kind of how she got separated from her
Mhm.
family, and now she is
Like,
there
yeah. See,
in
yeah.
that world.
Yeah.
Mhm. And so Agnes still she hasn't told anybody what's going on with her and the girls, right? They do have a click, they do talk, but
Yeah.
she hadn't told anybody
Yeah.
what's going on, which can
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
People who have been assaulted, I know will say that, right? They don't speak up
Yeah.
because what? Fear nobody will believe. Then she was asleep.
Sleep. Yeah. Yeah. She's not 100% sure, but she's sure
Sure.
something had she knows something happened, but she can't
Mhm.
remember all of what happened because she
All
was
of what
gassed or whatever that he had to do for the dental procedure.
happened. So they have an attack on the bus. The
Mhm.
girls are going to go see Penny, I think it is, the newly. So they this is another field trip, right? We're
Mhm.
going to go see what your life can be like because oh,
Everything's so great.
but Kim, what I think again is just so interesting is that we kind of do this in our lives. Like we take the girl, like I took Jet to a wedding and she was the flower
Mhm.
girl. I don't think I hyped it up like I would have
Mhm.
probably back in the day, but she got to witness this kind of like fairy tale,
Mhm.
kind of, oh, it's the bride
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
she's the groom, and kind of,
Yeah.
and we sell that. Even if we don't sell it, they see it on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah. Listen, and I love a good love story. I love a good happy
I
ending.
love it. We love
We
Hallmark at
love it.
Christmas
Oh
time.
my gosh. I love a good we gonna be together forever. I love a good I found you and you found me. I love that. I love it, Charlotte. I
We
love that.
love it. We eats it up every
Every
time.
time. Every
Uh-huh.
time we eats it up. But at the same damn time, I don't want it like that.
If it's got to be like that,
I don't want it.
I don't
I
want
don't
it.
want
Yeah.
it, Charlotte. I don't want it. And I think like so coming from the space of like possibly, getting back out there, right? And trying to see if have that love. Like, is that really a thing anymore? Like, is that
Mhm.
really even a viable option now to like really
Mhm.
find somebody that is a good person? Charlotte, shit. I'm
Yeah,
down
I think I
I'm down
do
to
think
damn basic
so.
now. Just being
I
a
do
damn good
think
person.
I do think so. I do think it's
Charlotte, and
possible.
we've had those conversations, Charlotte, about
Um,
character and the list. But the list is
mhm.
shrinking, Charlotte.
Yeah, the
Damn, are you a good person? Do you believe in something that give your life pause? Yeah.
I think there are people out there like that. I do think so. I just think that I know for me, just not attracting the right kind of people who have I don't know. I just feel like they do exist, but just not attracting the right type of people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hopeful, glass half full,
Yeah.
Kim.
But
But
and so
it
to that, Charlotte. What the fuck
what?
wrong with us? What is wrong with us then? I'm sorry. I just
I
been
know, no,
asking questions.
I've done myself a
I'm
reflection. I do believe that I have done a selling myself short on
mhm,
things,
mhm,
compromising when I shouldn't
mhm,
have, settling when I shouldn't
mhm,
have. So I can't say I've ever been dealt some type of like, oh, I didn't know. Oh no, well you knew. You knew every time. There was a boop, there was a little flash of it right there, and you went ahead and you
mhm,
didn't, you know
mhm.
what I'm saying? So I can't say there's not been a time that I was bamboozled. No, I went in full, but was hoping it was something else. So I can't say I can't say yeah. I think it would be my picker.
It's Charlotte and mine too. I think I've been so far removed at this point because like
Mhm.
finally things are slowing down. Like so done with school, like no more school.
Yeah. Almost
Career
done raising.
is moving, things are
Yeah.
happening. So finally I have the opportunity, I feel like, to put my
Look around.
put my pinky toe out there and see
Yeah.
what's going on. But I think my picker off. I think my picker ain't
Yeah.
right. And then
Yeah.
I know, like I know I'm a good person. But then I
Mhm.
feel like what I attract or what attracts me, I'm second guessing it because I'm like, I don't know. Because my picker might not be right no more.
I think I think that you can always like redirect your picker or whatever if you want to. I think some people get tired of redirecting their picker and then they give up. But I'm happy to have the ability to
Mhm,
choose,
mhm.
like
Bill.
these ladies here
Yes,
or
yeah.
whatever. But these are it's interesting, I guess, because the men in this world, it's interesting when you give them the opportunity, they took the opportunity to be
Yep.
predators. You know what I'm saying? Any one of them could stand up and say, I'm not going to this,
Yeah.
y'all are
Yeah.
crazy.
And I'm not.
Even if they weren't even if they didn't want to do it, you know what I'm saying? Even they were doing it to get along and they did it in front of
Mhm.
people. So they did have like maybe one or two that I saw that in Handmaid's Tale. But most of them were like really
Yeah.
evil predators.
Mhm.
They were monsters.
Mhm.
So it does give you kind of like, ooh, how many are y'all?
Yeah.
Like if
Like
given the
really.
chance,
And
y'all be
yeah.
monsters, monsterish or whatever.
And then
And I don't know. I didn't really think about it until my mom, I think I talked about this, posed to me that like how many men don't really respect women.
Mhm.
Like they only want them for one
Yeah.
thing. They only respect them in that way and
Mhm.
one thing. But as far as having a woman telling them what to do
Mhm.
or being in charge, and maybe because she was in a position of leadership, she probably understood that and saw that
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
that time. Being in the
Yeah.
90s, a black woman telling, other men, what to
Yeah.
do. She was a principal, so she had to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can see she probably got a taste of that really early, but I didn't get to see that and maybe understand that until just recently or whatever. And that I really feel like it is an
Yeah.
epidemic. But I'm praying and holding out hope that there are men out there who value women and respect them and see how much we have to offer, and not just like, oh, she's just to have a baby and keep my house
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's a good point because as women in leadership or I I've never, I've heard the concept, and I've had this conversation before, about how, crabs in a barrel, there can only be one,
Mhm.
and how kind of in this society, in some point, um, how, you know, women sacrifice other women to men for their pleasure,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying. They keep the system
I've
going.
been around women who prefer to be surrounded by men than
Mhm.
to be surrounded by another woman
In
in
leadership.
leadership.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
as
Mhm.
it's strange to me because although unfortunately at one point I was very naive because I thought we all rooted for each other. Like
Mhm.
we all wanted each other to be the best version of ourselves and that there
Yeah.
will always be enough room at the table. That was
Mhm.
my thought process previously. And
Mhm.
it was not until I had an encounter when I realized that that's not the case.
Yeah.
And so when I see a woman who only likes to surround herself with men, I think that there may be some type of trauma there as to why
Mhm.
she doesn't appreciate other women in leadership
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
to have other women at the table that are equal, not subservient to her.
Mhm. I think so. I think it stems from like slavery actually, to be
Mhm,
honest, because I have seen I've seen it myself. My mom mentioned it
mhm,
before, and maybe that's why I saw it when when it happened,
mhm,
is that like seeing like a black woman or a black man even say something, suggest something,
mhm,
and then a white man or
mhm.
even a white woman may say it, and then a black person will be like, "Oh, that is a good
Yeah.
idea," and you
Mhm.
be like, "God dang, I said the same thing," but it came out of somebody who was a white man or a white woman, and now all of a sudden, it's
It's the best thing
fabulous.
since sliced bread.
So
Yeah.
I think that is in our heads
Mhm,
that a certain group of people, if we look at it like it ranks white
mhm,
males, white women, black males, black
mhm,
women, in terms of like hierarchy
mhm.
of who's supposed to be the
Yeah.
smartest, the
Mhm, mhm,
strongest, and we don't rank up there as to be women in general, black women for
mhm,
sure, or black and
mhm,
brown women for
mhm.
sure. So yeah, we don't get taken as
No.
seriously, and then have to do a lot of shrinking
Yeah.
or expected to do a lot of
Shrinking.
shrinking,
Mhm.
which is what we see the women are in this show. The Testaments and the Handmaid's Tale does a really good job of showing how women are taught to
Shrink.
shrink.
Mm.
You don't say what you
Yeah.
feel, shrink.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
You don't have any say
mhm.
in what you really want to do, shrink, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very it can send you.
Mhm. And I think that's what for Daisy coming in to um this situation as a pearl, but having lived experiences outside in the world, right? That's why
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard, and which I think the pairing with Agnes was,
Perfect.
perfect
And
because
contrasting the.
right, right, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's taken her a little bit of time to ask, like, I don't understand. Like, no one's asking no questions. Everybody is just going along to get along. And right now, I still got a little bit of free will in my head. I still got a little knowledge in my brain.
Okay. Let me ask you this real
Hmm.
quick then. Why do you think in episode 1 she told on herself? You think she was just that scared that she was in that new world that she thought, let me just because I mean, I know she didn't know Agnes. She
Hmm.
didn't,
Hmm.
and I understand when Agnes came in that morning to ring the bell. Agnes was focusing on letting everybody know she got her
Hmm.
period, but
Hmm.
she was scared, thinking Agnes, I guess, was gonna tell on her or
Hmm.
whatever. But still, girl, you ain't wait. She went in there and told on herself.
Hmm.
But I'm like, why she did
But I
that?
think she did that in a way of finding mercy.
From the
Yeah,
aunts? Uh,
because they know she's from the world, so they know it's going to take a level of breaking to get her to
mm-hmm.
assimilate to their rules. So by
Yeah.
her being forthcoming and saying, "Okay,"
I cuss.
I said something I didn't supposed to say. I'm
I don't
showing
know.
you that I'm trying to assimilate
The
to you,
yeah,
to the
I
rules.
get that.
And then I
I
think
guess
that was a way of protection for her. Because
I would have thought she would try to be more in line with the girls and the aunts. So I was shocked because I was like,
but see,
I'm thinking she's trying to be Agnes' friend. Why is she trying to do that? Agnes ain't gonna be your friend now,
well,
girl.
listen here. I think Agnes would have told any damn way.
You think so?
I really think Agnes
You
would
think it
have
was
told
a
her
matter of time for
because
Agnes told?
as we get further in the episodes, Agnes, she ain't above not setting somebody up to take the fall.
Yeah, Agnes gonna keep herself safe.
That part. So, and because Agnes at this point is the cheerleader, I'm just
Yeah.
happy to be here. I think she would have told on Daisy. I think she would
Yeah, she
have told.
might have would have. That was just I wanted to know what you thought because I was like, oh, I was not
Yeah.
expecting for her to tell
I
on
think Daisy
herself.
did that as a way of protecting her and a way of falling to the mercy of the aunties.
In
Because
this
if Agnes would
world.
have told on her, I don't know what they would have probably beat
It'd
her
have
or
been
something.
worse.
Yeah, she would have got in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so episode 4, because we're up to 8. I got all the way caught up to all of
Me
them.
too. Me too.
I'm like, dang, it's over with. I'm like, dang, that's what I was gonna get all. I thought I had waited until they were all up, but no, we're only up to 8. But anyway, so we on 4. 4 reminded me because this is when they go to the tea. They have the tea, right? The mothers host the tea, and Lord, that girl spilled that dog. It was the end of the world. It was like, this is ridiculous, but we did the debutante thing, so of
Hmm.
course I was like, I think they're playing on that,
Yeah.
how it's ridiculous, right? It's all ridiculous, but it is the same as like kind of presenting yourself to society and
Hmm.
letting people know you're ready. You
Hmm.
are now ready to be somebody's wife or
Hmm.
whatever.
And
I don't know.
and the mothers, I want my daughter to have the best match.
Right, and I can see that for sure because who wants their
Yeah.
daughter to marry a
Yeah.
bum? That means your grandchildren have a bump. Yeah,
Mm.
it is a nightmare to think
Yeah.
that your daughter would marry a
Yeah.
bum. Your son would be a bum. Like
Yeah.
you're like, no, we're not having any of
Yeah.
that. So I'm gonna do. I can understand how moms would do their due diligence.
Them mothers was cutthroat, honey. All you doing is
They
pouring up
have
some
lived.
tea. I don't understand. Let the girl pour the tea up.
I have lived it, Kim. I didn't understand. I did not understand until I had my first child, and then I had to go back home, and then I was like, my whole situation has become your situation. Now my finances have become your finances too. Oh, okay. I see why people say we're going to have an arranged marriage because I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure that we're not having no circle back.
Circle
We're
back.
gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward. So I understand. I understand the infatuation of making sure your daughter ends up in the right hands.
And wherever you go, you're gonna stay there. You're not coming back here. Listen, that whole tea thing stressed me out because I was like, it was so tense with
It
them.
was so tense.
Do we
Yeah.
have the is the napkin on this end? How many scoops of sugar you want on this one? Am I
It's the same
pouring
as
some?
etiquette class.
I
It's the
mean,
same as etiquette class.
it's
That's what
tea.
it is.
Girl, get that goddamn tea, pour that tea, and come on, let's go. It was too
Kim,
much.
think
Pouring
about it.
tea.
This is a salad fork. This is the dinner fork. This is the butter knife. This is the steak knife.
Yeah,
This is the fork you. This
yeah,
is the plate you. This is the
yeah.
dinner plate.
Mhm.
This is what we
Yeah,
do, right?
yeah,
And then we say, okay, if you are not able to make these choices for your husband when he brings home
yeah,
clients, then you might, because it's a
yeah.
partnership, right? He bring home whatever, then you
Mhm.
help whatever the whatever to seal the deal. You can't be around there. Your husband bring home somebody, you around there acting stank,
Mhm.
got McDonald's. You got McDonald's
The
out
tea ain't
there.
even hot. This iced tea. It's supposed to be cold.
Cake well, cookie well. First of all, in this day and age, she wouldn't even be home. She be at work.
And it brings me back to those old commercials like in the 1920s and 30s and 40s where
Yeah.
the man comes in and the woman opens the door and he gives the wife his hat and briefcase and got her
Leave it to
apron
Beaver.
on and she
Donna
has
Reed.
dinner already hot and sitting and waiting for him
Mhm.
um and she's just smiling. She don't
Yeah.
prepare her meal for her husband, and he can come home and he don't even have to worry about nothing. He's waiting
Mhm.
on hand and foot. And so, but that tea stressed me out because I was like, those girls were so under so much pressure
Mhm.
to pour up some tea and serve some cookies or some little cake. And
But but think about it. If you go home and meet your
yeah.
boyfriend's mother or family, you want to make sure you ain't out there acting eating crazy.
I'm sorry, I don't eat that.
Okay, if you think about Josh bring somebody home, she around there acting crazy, she eating whatever, and she like, yeah, you gonna when she leave, you gonna be like, what? Not her.
Not her. I don't like her.
Because we are going to judge them based off of like if she okay, let's say she come in there, she sit with her legs all
Mm-mm.
gap open.
Mm-mm. I don't like it.
You want her to come in there acting like a lady.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. We gonna
And
enforce. We
and
gonna
and
enforce.
and it's not that far removed because our mamas did that same thing to us when we
They did the
brought people.
same thing
Yeah,
to
when we
us.
brought people over, even friends, just regular friendship. And my mom be like, I don't know about that girl. I don't know about that boy. I don't know about them, Kim. And
I don't like you
I'm like,
hanging
but
with them.
mama,
'Cause
that's my friend.
yeah,
That's my
yeah.
friend. Be like,
Mhm.
that ain't your friend, Kim. Mm-mm. I don't think so. But mama, I love him. I don't think that's the
Yeah.
one for you.
That's the one. Cause they
That ain't
didn't
the
come
one.
in, they didn't open the door,
Yeah.
they didn't come to the thing and tell you good walk you to the thing and say good. It's certain things that we do
Yeah.
teach and we look for in order to
We do.
say, and we count people out
Right.
immediately if you
And
didn't
listen,
do.
I that is a lost art. That is a
Mhm.
lost thing. We don't do that anymore because I remember one of my nieces, I was asking them like, well, what, it was like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that. And I was like, so where's your friend? You're
Mhm,
not gonna bring them around and let us
mhm,
meet them. And I remember asking my nephews the same thing, like, where's your girlfriend? You're not gonna bring
mhm.
them around us to let us, meet them and talk to them and get to know them. And they were like, no, no,
They don't do
we
that
don't
no
do that
more.
no more. They don't do that.
Well, how you
And then
meet them?
that's
Will
like,
you meet them after they get engaged?
it's a lost art. It's not something like where your family and your friends, well, your family vets the person. You introduce that person to, like, your aunt or your uncle, or they come over to a cookout and then they
Cookout,
meet the
yeah,
family. And
yeah,
then, people can get a read off of them. They don't do it
yeah.
anymore. That's not
They
something
don't
that they
do
do. It's not like inspecting. And I think that we lost that art. I think
mhm,
because you know, you can get you can people tell you some things. You may not want to hear it. You may not
mhm,
want to believe it at that time. But I can't say
mhm.
that there was one time my mom did not tell me the truth about somebody.
'Cause you do learn kind of things about people based off of where they act and they
Mhm,
behave, right?
mhm,
So they're teaching these girls these certain
mhm.
things and they're enforcing it, but really and truly, we judging like, "Oh my God, I can't believe."
Yeah,
But sure enough, we gonna count people out if they come over
yeah.
here and they don't act
They don't
right,
act right. Or you bump the horn.
quote unquote, right or whatever.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
bumping the
You
horn
come
in
over
the
here, you
yard?
don't say
Oh,
hello.
oh, mom, I'm about to go. They outside. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no.
Yeah.
You don't
Or
bump the horn.
come you come in and you don't say hello to
Hello. Yeah,
everybody.
you don't bump
Which
no horn in my yard. You better get out the car, turn the car off. Get
yeah.
out the car,
Who
and you
raised
come in
them?
and you say hello. I'm here to take so and so.
Yeah. We have certain expectations, every culture, whatever. So
Because I
it
remember telling Josh went over to one of his friends, and his friend is lives in the community, and she and it's a female. And so when
mhm.
he went over there, I said, when you go over there, you when you walk in the house, you say hello. My name is Joshua.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
train it,
you shake their hand, you say hello, and you speak,
yeah.
and you
Mhm.
introduce yourself.
Mhm.
You better not go over there and say, walk in somebody's house and don't speak to them and don't
Yeah.
introduce yourself to them.
Yeah,
You
we
are a
don't do
young
that. Yeah.
man. You don't go over anyone's house and not be respectful.
Mhm.
Because when she come over here, she better come in here and say hi, Miss Singletary. No, she
Mhm.
better come in here and say hi, Dr. Singletary.
Mhm. Do her research.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you better tell her when she come over here.
You better let her
You
know.
better tell her,
Yeah,
she better say Dr. Singletary when she come over
yeah,
here.
she better know, yeah.
My name is
And
so and so, and then I can say,
and
"Hi, I've
hi.
heard about you. Nice to meet you.
Mhm.
Come on in. See you
'Cause the
in the
first
living
thing,
room."
if they don't, you gonna be like, "What?
Yeah,
They don't have no
uh-uh.
home training."
No home
Right?
training.
And
Yeah,
they don't have the whole
yeah.
training, so that's what they are enforcing, I believe, that's what I saw in this scene, I was like, "This is straight." This is scary too
Mhm,
because we do these things, we enforce these
mhm.
things, right? And I guess when it gets out of control, we even do things like Paula trips the girl. I said,
Yeah.
Paula trips the
Paula
girl to make
Paula is a
Addie look
straight.
I was like, yeah, because I've seen, I guess, being in the competitive dance or whatever world, not seen mothers trip, but I've seen mothers feel some kind
Yeah,
of way
yeah,
when other daughters
yeah,
are doing better than
yeah,
their daughter.
yeah.
They can act real stank about the fact that they feel like now their daughter's chances are in
Yeah,
jeopardy.
yeah.
The daughters don't give a damn
Mhm.
about it. They like where I land. I'm out here just living my best. I'm really hoping me and my friend, we both will live our best
Yeah,
life. But moms is crazy in the competition. Like, I understand you want the best for her because they was like, oh, this girl is doomed. What did she do? She tripped. Yeah, she
yeah.
tripped. They was like,
Man, your prospects is over with. You ain't gonna get nobody. Oh my God. She spilled some tea.
she's not graceful. But of course, again, like I said, if you come up in this house and you don't speak, you doomed. You is doomed. You will not get my stamp. I am
Oh
not
my
co-signing
God,
on
she
you if
won't have
somebody said
no
they're gonna
good
put you.
prospects. Her and
Mhm.
she was so, oh my gosh, I apologize, aunties. She was so like,
It's the same thing, Kim. I know somebody would have came over and be like, "Oh, Miss Dr. Singletary, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to not speak." Whatever. If they break one of the cardinal rules or whatever, and they don't come back and apologize.
don't come,
Nah.
don't bring her back in no more.
Oh, and okay, so episode 4, that's what happens. Agnes finds the bride and her cake. She chips her
She
tooth.
does.
She has to go back to the dentist, and that's when he puts her to sleep. Because
Mm-hmm.
at first he made her
Get
feel
comfortable.
uncomfortable, but that
Mm-hmm.
second
Because
visit is when
he
he
was brushing up on her
yeah, her
breast.
breast, like when he
Yeah.
was putting vest
Mm-hmm.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He
so
was
but the
brushing up on her
second visit
breast
is when he
for
put
the
her to
sleep.
sleep. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Lord, I hope she don't wake up and find out she pregnant because this food
Oh
done
my
went and
gosh.
food
Listen,
crazy.
but
I'm a
I don't know what he did, but
I don't know
'cause
what he did, Kim.
they be all buttoned up. They be buttoned up from the neck
Yeah.
all the way down, seem like to the socks. But when she went in that
When she got
bathroom,
home, she wasn't buttoned up.
yeah, her buttons were off. And
Oh,
that's how
yeah,
she knew something had happened.
something had happened.
Yeah.
That old nasty old
Nasty old stinking.
thinking, taking. Ooh, I can't stand. Okay, so episode 5, they have the dance with the dads.
All them the old, all the prospects were old. That was the problem.
That
They
was the
had
problem.
no young prospects for those young girls.
I
All
don't
of
know where
them
they are
were
because
creepy
they have
old men.
but they have I guess it's the position of power because they have younger men available as guardians or whatnot, but they're not I didn't realize they were given in a Handmaid's Tale. They were like giving these young children to all the commanders because the commanders in Old Maid's Tale, they not married all these women is like in their 30s and 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
Maybe they changed the rules. It was like, we not marrying these old women no more.
yeah.
We're gonna get us youngins.
And remember when Penny,
Period.
when they went to Penny's house, they were saying how Penny had a younger husband. Her husband was one of the younger
Yeah.
ones. But in
Hmm.
which I thought that he had a little bit more sense about himself. But then as
Yeah.
we see in other episodes, he's a fool too.
Yeah, he's a fool too. He buys into because I guess men feel like they might be I guess men take advantage of the fact that people might see them as leaders because they're men, but we know we look at your face. But we know if we spend enough time with
Mhm.
them, we can figure out if they are leadership
Yeah.
quality. And sometimes we excuse them and we be like, okay, you're not leadership quality,
Mhm.
but you're a good dude, so whatever. But I think that when some men figure out that you figured it out,
Mhm.
they get mad and they try to mask it
Mhm.
and they try to hide it or whatever. Or I think some men who feel like, let me take advantage of the fact that this system works in my favor. So these are, I think, of the men in Gilead where
Mhm.
they're like, in another world, I would have no power whatsoever.
Mhm.
I would be a whatever. And in this world, I'm able to have some power
Mhm.
and I'm just going to take advantage of the
Yeah.
fact that whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like him, but their prospects was horrible. Horrible, horrible. And they made
No,
reference to the fact that Penny had one of the younger
husbands.
husbands. But those old crepity men wanted to be with them young girls just to
I'm curious now. I
have
think they
babies.
changed the rules. They must have changed the rules because like they must not have handmaids
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't know. And then
Because
the crazy part about it is another thing that's sickening too. They let these men do whatever they want to these little girls. Because even at that event, at the meeting of dance or whatever it was, they got that girl. The one of the commanders gave that girl alcohol, and I was
Yeah,
looking.
they get okay. Yeah, they get him drunk
Yeah.
in this episode again. Very much Jerry Epstein. What's his name? Jeffrey
Yes,
Epstein.
yes.
Yeah.
And let me dance with you, let me dance with you. And then what infuriated me, Lydia, now you want to say something about somebody giving one of the girls alcohol. You parading around to these men on a platter.
Yeah. That's her job.
I don't like it. I don't like
But she was in charge of Handmaid. Okay, so I'm reading it. It says, in the original Margaret Atwood book, the handmaids are still assigned to households. In the television adaptation, showrunners emphasize that the system is still actively functioning in other districts and circles. Um, Gilead's breeding goals. Gilead is fundamentally built around power and control. So maybe they're trying a new technique in this part where they are looking for fertile women. The fertile women get married and continue on the lineage of these older
Mhm.
men. Because in the other ones, no women were fertile.
Mm.
That was the
Okay,
problem.
okay.
These men were married, these commanders were married to women who could not have
Mhm,
children.
mhm.
So the handmaids were used to have the children. That's why I was like, June would be in the room with the wife and the husband. They would clock periods of these handmaids. And when they be like,
I
it's
can
your
already
time,
see
we stand on
I
the
already see I'm
14th.
gonna be angry and triggered and like
Oh,
pissed
no.
off.
It is so you might have I'm telling you, after the first 15 minutes, you might have to be like, pause. Let me come back. But yeah, okay. So that just made me think that this is an interesting strategy that they're using now. So maybe that's why they're marrying these old men, because
Yeah.
they are targeting
Mm.
women with girls with
Yeah.
periods. Because this is an anomaly.
Yeah.
You see, okay, so back to the dance, which we see is supposed to be cute. Like we have daughters and dads or whatever in the school system. We think it's cute, but in this
It
system,
gives
it's
me creepy.
creepy.
And her dad might have some sense, but
He might. He kind
he
of seems like,
he
yeah,
conforms to Gilead because he kept
Gilead.
asking her, "Are you okay? Like, are you happy?"
She seems
Yeah,
comfortable around him,
yeah,
kind of, yeah.
and he seems like he might have some sense, but he just he
That's right. Because at the party, right, she says something about Paula's already talking about a handmaid
Mhm,
coming.
mhm.
Paula want a baby? Paula want a baby right now. So that means that man has now had to put himself in a position to have sex with another woman.
Mhm. To have
But
sex.
maybe she's trying to secure her place with a baby. I don't know. But okay, so they get the girls drunk. Um Lydia is upset, honey. And
Yeah, she hot. She hot, but I'm thinking, what did you expect, lady?
they're predators.
What did you expect? You knew what you was when you were sending them when you went there when you sent them that. So what did you expect? Did you expect for them to follow the rules and
And be gentlemen.
not try to um um do something or manipulate these girls? What did you think, lady?
Come on, Lydia. Yeah. Um Oh, and at this point, we find Hulda gets her period,
Yeah.
and she's so happy, poor
Mhm.
little thing. Um,
And they're so fool. That's so crazy. They drinking all this concoction to try to jumpstart their periods. That's
oh yeah,
um
because what's her name?
she
Shauna Mike.
Dynamite and Holda.
Yeah,
She was like, "Yeah, I drank whatever," and she was like, "Can I get some?"
yeah. Let me get some of that, girl.
And she just tried. She tried so hard. She tried so
Because
hard to
that
get a
is the
period.
ultimate goal. That is the
Yeah.
ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Which again is not too far fetched from us in
Mhm.
life. The ultimate goal, we're told, after
Mhm.
we, maybe go to school, either after maybe if you finish high
Mhm.
school and you go straight into the workforce, or you after college and
Yeah.
then you go into the workforce, your goal is to find a
Yeah.
mate,
Mhm.
get married, have a family, and but in our instance, you doll yourself up on the outside, make yourself as presentable as possible to attract
Yeah.
whatever. They wear the same thing every day, so ain't much they can do but put on that
Put
purple,
on
that
that
plum,
purple. Purple.
and put your hair back and be pour your tea perfect
You can't even put on that
and have a period.
and have a
That's the
period.
but even if you think about it, as a woman, like if you're not able to have children, I have heard women say that does not feel good. You know what I'm saying? Infertility, as even if you are, I think a woman who's working has a lot
Mhm.
of things going on in their life. Not being able to fulfill that goal
Mhm.
for some women might feel like a ding on their womanhood.
Mhm.
I've heard or read, So I feel like there is pressure, kind of like we as women feel like we should be able to, if we want to, we should be able to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And if we're not able to do that, then somehow we don't
Yeah.
feel
Yeah. Whole, Laura.
whole. Yeah,
Yeah.
like something's wrong. We did something wrong or whatever.
Mhm.
Even with poor Penny who has a miscarriage, we find out, right, that too can make a woman feel like I did
Mhm.
something
Yeah.
wrong, when it's nobody's fault whatsoever.
Mhm.
And I think that introduces the girls to the fact that it ain't all peaches
Nope.
and roses.
Nope. And
They have
she's
not been
yeah.
taught anything really about, but we're not either. And to be honest, I don't even know if I would introduce that aspect to my children, like the downside of what could go wrong with having children.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. That's kind of like morbid. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But within this realm, there the pressure is so heightened because that is what you were in essence married to do. You were
Do yeah,
married to
right, right.
produce children. So for Penny, I think she had lost a child previously, right?
It's like her
Third
third.
one.
I feel
So
like this is her third, but she's gotten the furthest this time, which
right,
makes it even worse.
worse. And
Yeah.
so um and it may not even be her. That's the crazy part because
It may not be
but the
her.
women have all the responsibility because it may not
Right.
even
Yeah.
be her as the problem, but it will
Hmm.
be viewed as if she was, and so
Yeah.
that heightened pressure of even though yeah I get my period now I have to produce and I'm married off I have to now produce children and
Hmm.
so, as sweet as she tried to make it seem, you better have a baby. You need to have a baby like now.
That is the
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah.
And then if you can pop them out like that, you queen bee,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah. Yeah. That part. That part. Which
Right. Um. So okay. So episode 6, we see Aunt Lydia's point of view, which is interesting, right? Because like I said, I've only seen her from. She is just hard ass. She is just. Oh
Charlotte,
my
if
god.
I'm at work, if I'm at work
And they come
and
and
they
shoot
and
Keith.
come to my job and somebody take me from my job, Charlotte, my first see, you gonna
Kim, when
take
they
me
shoot
from
you
my
look through the
job,
window and
Charlotte.
they shot Keith in the head, what you gonna do, Kim? What can you do, Kim? What you gonna do?
I'm not gonna make it far. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna make it far because you come to my job and you're gonna take me from my job and take all my items, my cell phone, my purse, all my stuff, and move me into a stadium. That's what you're gonna do.
for days. Them people sleeping on the stadium ground for days at a time. It was all women, right? So they
Yeah, all
basically
women
separated.
to break me and give me bread to eat. I don't even get to. Did you see
Bread.
the lady who was pissing on the darn step? You won't even let me go to the bathroom. Go ahead and kill me now, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the first chance I get to kill one of y'all, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
See, that's why June was a doggone warrior, girl. June was a warrior up in everything.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Watch old
Go ahead
man
and put
say,
the black thing over my head, because I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
yeah.
You gonna come to my job and kidnap me from my job?
Mm-hmm. You know, it reminded me too, because see, I don't think we ever saw, I think in Handmaid's Tale, at towards the end, they might show like some of what it was like to be like when the thing when the rapture or whatever came or whatever. But this was a whole nother view, like you said, coming to somebody's job. And it reminded me of like the Holocaust when they went to, they had to give up their belongings or whatever, and they were like, "You'll get them back," and I was like, "No, you ain't." You not, girl, you going into a camp, girl. It felt like, yeah, when they were collecting, the Nazis were collecting the Jewish families and sending them this way or that way, and they separated them or whatever. It was really spooky, scary, that kind of like system set up with the guns and the military or whatever. Oh, it was really like,
Horrible.
yeah. What else would you do because you at work? Was there any warning?
And then
They,
ain't nobody told me nothing. Ain't nobody knew nothing was about to
no
happen.
underground. Nobody was like, "Get ready, don't go to work." Don't go to work.
Nobody knew the word. Nobody knew what was about to happen. I'm at work. And then
Looking for coffee. Looking for coffee. Kill this.
why nobody brought the coffee today? And then what was the other auntie name? She was the one who ain't bring the coffee.
Totally like worried about not the wrong thing when you should have been like, I shouldn't even be here. Yeah, nobody was clued in that shit was going down. Yeah, they were not clued in. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, that was crazy. So they in the stadium. Um, they executing people in the middle of the field. So they really like instilling fear. Nobody's gonna try to run away. Like that's what they doing. Kind
Yeah.
of like it's a mix of like the Holocaust and
Yeah.
slavery. It's the worst shit ever.
Yeah. Literally. This is the worst of time. This is the worst. The worst. It can't get no worse than this. This is the worst.
It can't get no worse because I don't know what Keith said. Because I was like, Keith might be all right because he's a man. I don't know what the hell Keith said, but he was not the right
I
thing.
don't even know what he said either. All I know, he said whatever he said, he got killed up.
He wasn't the right type of man they was
he
looking
wasn't. I don't know if Keith was had a little sugar in his tank or what, but whatever it was,
It wasn't the right
wasn't the
answer.
right answer. Because
It might have been that Keith was gay. You right,
Yeah.
because they shot all them gay women quick. Okay, so this is what I'm confused on. Did she shoot Vidalia? Wasn't that Vidalia? Did she not shoot her
He
when the
shot
thing
her,
went
but
off?
it was no bullets in her gun.
It was no bullets in there.
That's that fool up stuff there. That's that fool up that stuff.
Girl, if I was in
That's
here,
how he knew he got her. If
mm-hmm,
she was willing to kill her friend,
mm-hmm. You can
now I
come
got
on, you
you.
got a job. I got a job
Yeah.
for you.
I want you to run all this. Okay.
Bring your friend with you.
Yeah, bring them all in. Mm-hmm.
But if I was Lydia, I had to sleep with one eye open for the rest of my life because I don't know if Vidalia, because we saw an episode like 1 or 2 when Lydia approached the guy and was like, no, that wasn't 2. That was like whatever they went to that dance.
Yeah,
So
it
just
was. Yeah.
previously,
Mm-hmm.
Lydia was like, why you got my girls drunk up in here?
Mm-hmm.
And he went to Vidalia and he was like, maybe it's time for you to be in
Yeah.
charge. So he's playing them against one
Yep.
another, knowing that,
Yep.
oh, girl tried to shoot you at one point in
Yep.
time. So this might be the perfect opportunity for you to take her out.
Yeah, and you And you the one orchestrated it. I thought you had some sense at one point. I thought you was an all right person to penny, but no, you fool too, because you the one orchestrated it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, mm-mm.
He can't. None of the men. I haven't found one except for Garth, and even I'm looking at him like, should y'all be talking in front of his daddy? Y'all sure he is
Well, you
a?
know what? He said his daddy don't understand nothing, but
Yeah, I don't care, gal.
probably he just on the wrong.
Daisy girl,
He just on the wrong. He was the
girl,
smartest person or whatever that he ever knew.
girl.
He just
Daisy,
was
you
on the
sign
wrong
language,
side.
girl. Yeah. All right. So where are we? Episode 6. All right, we about to wrap it up. Episode 6. This is with Testaments was a lot. I feel
Yep.
like we covered a lot. They cover a lot about women and how we're treated. It's a lot. Okay, so we learned that Penny. Okay, in 6 is yes, we learned that Penny has gone into
Yeah.
labor early.
Mhm.
Um,
And she was not showing at all.
no, they and that's when I was like, they are concerned not only about getting pregnant, but marriage,
Mhm.
but staying pregnant. Like they don't know about all of the things. They
Mhm.
just like, oh, it's just
Mhm.
happy go lucky.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is get
Mhm.
the period will get you everything you
Mhm.
want, not knowing
Mhm.
everything that goes
Goes along
along
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
Um Lydia comes up with a plan. Okay, so that's when we learn that Lydia comes up with her plan to train the girls so she can stay alive.
Mhm. And gives them that
Um
uncomfortable fabric.
Yeah, and that's what yeah, she almost medallion. So and then she said, so that was 6. So 7 is where we are now. And okay, we have 8. So 7 is Daisy's story. So we see how Daisy got there where
Mhm.
she volunteered herself,
Mhm.
total naive, to go to Gilead or whatever, because she wanted to be a part of the because I
Mhm.
was like, girl, you was home free. They was gonna send you to South
Yeah.
America. And now you talking about I want to go up in
Yeah, I
there.
know. Mm-mm. But she has vengeance and she wants revenge because they killed her
For her
parents.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't know, Kim. I'm not that type. Like I'm not going to sign up to jump out of airplanes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sign up for the police. I'm not going to sign up for the Air Force and military. I'm not that type of gal.
But I think that they kind of did like a little reverse on her too, because they was like, they're gonna keep coming for you because they killed your parents because they wanted her.
Hmm.
And they kind of played on that to kind of bring her into the fold a little bit, which I thought was a little suspect. But
Hmm.
she ready to go into she ready to be the undercover.
Undercover. Yeah.
Why you won't go there?
you
Undercover.
you going into the devil's den for sure. And okay, before I go into that, all right, so I thought this was an interesting contrast that Daisy, when she's at Agnes's house, um, what does that say? I can't live up to. Oh no, not that part. Sorry, episode 8. That's when it was a contrast. Okay, I'll wait till I get there.
Hmm.
I was looking at the visitation. I thought this is in episode 7 when I was looking at was that Agnes kind of gets a little mouthy
Yeah.
when at the visitation.
Hmm. Hmm. Cause she don't want that man. Cause see now see, let me tell you about Agnes. Now see now
Agnes is her mother's child, honey.
Agnes was trying to play the game because when after the little dance and she noticed that that guy, that commander, was interested in her,
Hmm.
and she started having her feelings. She's getting more fleshy at this point about Garth.
Yeah.
She don't believe she in love now. I love him. I'm in love. Mhm.
He cute.
They're like,
Yeah.
how do you know? Because I love him.
Yeah, I don't know him. He just
I
cute.
love him though, but I love him. And now she goes to Aunt Lydia and she plants the seed because she working it out because she's trying to work it out for her. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Uh-huh.
um, at the dance, I heard someone say something about he's in line to be a commander.
Qualified.
He
Yeah.
he
Not
qualified. What
Mhm.
about bringing him on, this season?
Yeah, link
You
him
know?
up. Yeah.
Okay. Because,
Mhm.
now she's tunnel vision because she know what she wants. Even though this
Mhm.
guy is interested in her and he's a commander of high standing, but she wants Garth, right?
Mhm.
So she thought she was going to she was trying to play Aunt Lydia, but in the end she got played herself.
It was like you say, she was playing checkers, Lydia was playing chess.
I'm not new to this girl. I'm not new to this girl. I was gonna shoot my friend about a few years ago. You think you could okay. Okay.
You think you got a game on me?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can hear you about to be a fine young, commander. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But in
yeah.
the end, no,
Yeah, she turned around.
you're not gonna get
Yeah,
matched with them. No.
mm,
And the
yeah.
fact of how they went about the matching is a very intricate process, as when in the episode when they were talking about familiar people who were not like cousins, and
Mhm.
they were really trying not to do like incestuous um partners. So
Yeah.
they really kind of went through the files and made sure that whoever they matched you with, you had no familiar connection to
Yeah.
each other to
Mhm.
prevent that. And I was like, well, God dog, not that. Well, if you would just let people
Mhm.
be free, you wouldn't have to be going through all this god doggone
All
research
this, yeah, cows and
to
stuff.
see if
Yeah.
somebody marrying their cousin or their
Yeah.
brother. Which I just found out because I went to the baseball game yesterday at Sager Park. It was Star Wars, and I just realized someone told me yesterday that Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia are twins. They're brother and sister.
I think I didn't know
I
that. I
didn't know
think I
that.
have
I
heard
didn't
it.
know that because
Uh-huh.
I thought they liked each other at one point, and I was like, wait a minute. Mm-mm.
You know, because you remember, I just could never get over Game of Thrones
Well, yeah, Game of Thrones is known for the incest.
relationships with Jamie
Yeah.
and
Oh my
um,
gosh.
yeah, that was crazy. I was like, this is what they mean when they be like,
And their child was a straight horror.
yeah.
Oh, I was so
So it
glad he
happened.
died. Oh,
But yeah, but the selections are so
yeah,
limited that they do have to play the
yeah,
game of not this one, that
yeah,
one, or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Because now I'd be interested to see that when it started happening, that people stop having kids.
Mhm,
Because even I think June, when she had her baby for in the outside
mhm,
world with her husband, her for real husband, she was like the last of the Mohicans having kids. Like the world was experiencing a real loss of like, which I have seen. I think there is like a decline of a certain demographic
mhm, mhm.
having
Which is why we
kids.
don't have no autonomy over our body no more.
So it's crazy that yeah, people are trying to control yeah, they're trying to control fertility in this
Wink,
way when you think about
wink.
it. Yeah, when you think about the control of
Yeah.
fertility and all of that craziness. So yeah, you do see that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
we see that in so Agnes was upset
Because her,
when
the game she played, that checkers, that double jump. Mm-mm.
mhm.
Mm-mm. Ain't no double
It
jumping in
didn't
no chest. You can't double jump nobody in chest.
it didn't work.
Mm-mm. Didn't work.
So
And bust her
and
whole
every
little
so
heart up. And
uh-uh.
then he went to her best friend.
On top of that. And she like, okay.
And listen, and for someone who was so against, because my thing, I thought Becca liked Agnes. That's what I was thinking.
She did. She told her because
I mean, like her, like I like you, like
it does.
okay. He told her
Remember when
that.
she was
I missed that.
no, remember she told Daisy when she was drunk.
missed that. How I missed
When
that
she
part?
was in that bathroom and she was drunk, she told her, she said, Becca gets drunk and Daisy tells her in the bathroom, she asked, what does it feel like to run away? Anyway, she said, Agnes loves you. She said, Agnes loves you. She said, not the way I love her.
I missed that.
Hmm.
Because
And then she
the way
runs
she
out of
looks
the
at
bathroom.
oh man, because the way she looks at Agnes, Becca looks at Agnes, you can just
Hmm.
tell she
When they was dancing, when they were practicing the
yeah,
dance,
yeah,
that's when I was like,
yeah,
oh,
she
shoot,
like her.
what?
Yeah, she like her.
Agnes like, doo-doo-doo,
Yeah,
Garth.
yeah. Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh, okay, I got a clue. But that scene when she was drunk and she said that,
Oh, I missed
I
that
was like,
part.
oh yeah. So then Daisy says, that's okay too.
Mm,
And then Becca's like, oh, because Becca was drunk up
yeah.
until she said that. And then she
Mhm.
snapped back sober. She was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, mhm,
Or
mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't talk too much now.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so Becca's change was quite interesting.
It was quite so I don't know if they came up with a deal where he was like, look, we can get married because I ain't really looking for
I don't want to get at to you because I know you don't want it.
episode what were we? Episode 8.
8 now, yeah. Episode 8.
Episode 8 is where we left
Yeah.
off. Um
Episode 8 was funny. So basically, Agnes is straight lusting. She love that man. Listen, I love him.
yeah, she loves that
She
man.
dream about that man,
Yeah, but she can't have that man.
but he is not hers to have.
He is not hers to have. So she is kind of pissed. She
He,
told
yeah,
Becca at one point in
yeah,
time, you can have him. It's
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
No,
now that Becca has him, she like,
no. Mm-mm. I don't like it.
I don't like.
I don't like it.
Okay, so another thing, which again reminded me of the world that they come from. Daisy gets her period. Daisy was so confident. I was like, yeah, that's right, because in this world, women don't get periods.
Mm,
So Daisy was so confident. I'm going up in Gilead. It's okay. Not thinking, oh yeah, what happens if my period comes on? Because she was in high school,
yeah,
so she's
yeah.
older. She's at least like
And
16, 17.
hasn't she had sex before?
She's had sex before, but see again, women don't get periods anymore. Anymore in this world. So it's an anomaly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. This was like a reminder. The writers did a good job of reminding us to me and me in episode 8. Oh yeah, we are still in a world where periods
Don't
don't happen.
happen. Okay, okay. That it makes okay. That makes sense because I'm
Mhm.
like, hey
Robert, what
girl,
was you thinking?
I'm like,
Like,
okay,
of
girl, you
course.
got your period. Okay. She's like, oh my god, I can't be a pearl. I can now you a
Mhm.
plum. You about to be a plum
Yeah.
now.
Girl, you were in the lineup to get married. Now, girl, shit just got
Yeah, and
serious.
she's like,
And you wearing white?
and then Charlotte, they have where's the toilet paper? Why is everybody with these whole napkins? I don't
Because
understand it.
it's
Toilet paper. Why is it that I'm seeing like dinner white napkins in
because
your bathroom?
they live in an all natural world. They grow their
Oh my
food.
God, I couldn't take it. I could not do that. And then when she took them drawers off, I'm like, girl, what is you doing? How is you going to control that thing? You have on white, all white from the head to the toe. You just got your period, girl. What is you going to do to control it?
She did get a little tissue off the roll, did
She
she?
didn't put them drawers back on, Charlotte.
No. You like, oh, you like, let's
Charlotte, are
go.
you hearing me? She threw them drawers in the trash can.
So you like, okay, I get it. She got nothing to support
I
the
don't.
tissue.
How were you keeping it together? And you got on all white, girl.
Yeah,
Where is
she
you?
was panicked. She was Kim, that was straight panic. Cause yeah, she And you got to remember, she ain't never had no period. So I'm like, girl, maybe it's a slow day.
Sure.
It's a slow day,
I was
girl.
like, oh my gosh, clearly your stuff about to come through. I am a woman. I hate it every month. I hate it every month.
Well,
And she
and
got
then
I don't know how
she
she did it,
did
but
sit down one time, and she stood up. I was like,
she did.
Mama,
Yeah, that's what I was looking right there at the back. I was like,
you
mm-mm,
good,
you
girl?
about
You
to get
good?
told on right now. But she was like, she
Yeah, I was like, she don't know the terror of standing up and looking behind yourself and being like, oh no, I
or
don't.
feeling it. Like once you sit, you don't been sitting, and then when you stand and you feel the man shit.
Yeah.
Listen here, I tell personal, not
Oh
personal, but
no,
you know,
man,
when
I
you've
waited
been
too
dealing with
fast.
this type of thing for as long as I have, you know,
At
dealing
least
with these,
what,
oh
30
my gosh,
years?
I'm just so over it. And I was just having this conversation about with my cousin, and I was I was like, you know, I know I'm perimenopause, I know that, but I'm just because I'm on time every month, I'm on time, and I'm the first of the month person. That's when
Mhm,
I come, and
mhm,
that's when my, you know, visitor comes. And so the first of the month was like hell. It was something to do every day of that week. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And so I was late. So I didn't come until like a week later.
mhm,
And so as going through going through the process, um I'm thinking to myself, okay, so am I going to go a month without? Cuz you know, I know I'm going through perimenopause, so I'm like, okay, we're going to start getting sporadic now, right? Hell
mhm,
no. Started getting the PMS and started cramping. I was like, oh shit, here she comes. She coming.
mhm,
She coming, girl. She coming. I can feel it. She coming,
mhm.
girl. And I was like, because like I'm cramping now. So the older I get, I'm cramping. I'm literally PMSing now. I'm like, damn shit. All
Mhm.
those years, I didn't used to
Oh,
cramp like that. Like when I first started, when I
oh,
first
you
got
never
it.
had that.
Of course, you know I had cramping when I first began. That went
Uh-huh,
years
uh-huh.
without
Without
cramping. And
cramping,
like, I
yeah.
mean, I'm cramping to the point where I have to take a pill because, you know,
Mhm.
and I was like, shit, it's coming. I hate it.
Yeah, I think I've been fortunate to have like mild cramping
Mhm,
because I know some people who it's debilitating.
mhm,
So
mhm.
I'm like, I look at it like, okay, well, I guess
Yeah,
I'm grateful I can either take something if I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
or keep it moving. But I hate, not I hate to say, but feel like I might be the only one I've heard say that I don't mind my period because
Mhm.
the alternative is what? I like my estrogen. Keep it coming.
Charlotte, give me a pill, give me a shot.
I gotta pay that
I take
price
some
to give me
estrogen
natural
shot
estrogen. No,
or
I'll
estrogen
take my
pill.
natural estrogen.
I
Nah,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't mind it. It's not that bad for a few days out of the
I
week to
hate
get
it.
me. I don't
Yeah,
want to pop I don't want to take estrogen. I don't want to be on a hormone program.
yeah,
You ever seen Sex in the City?
yeah,
And how Samantha
yeah.
was popping all that stuff and eating yams when they went to Saudi Arabia. I was like, ugh, I'm
She,
not gonna do all
she
that.
pulled her panties down and she was
I won't do all that.
I was like,
Lord, just
mm-mm.
let me have my period. Thank
Mm-mm.
you.
No, I can't. I just don't like. I think the older I get, I just don't like to feel the way that I feel. I don't like the cramp. It's not like debilitating cramps, but it's cramp enough to where I have to take something. I can't
Mhm.
stand that. I just don't like it. I don't like
I
it.
know it's not. It is
So
not the greatest. Yeah,
when
but
the episode 8, I was like, girl,
and what, girl? Welcome to the world. Yeah. Welcome to the
girl,
world, boo. You
girl,
welcome to the world. Yeah. In so many ways. So for her,
yeah,
yeah, it's a maintenance thing. Okay, which I liked in the early episodes where Agnes got her period. We see Paula kind of give her like just the mechanics
mm-hmm,
of it. She wasn't warm at
mm-hmm.
all. The lady who was, I think, can't think of her name. her Martha.
Yeah.
Um, she was nice to
Yeah.
her, whatever. She gave her more of
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
motherly. That was like the two experiences you can kind of
Yeah.
have or
Yeah.
whatever. But she gave her the hygiene of it, which everybody doesn't get or
Yeah.
whatever. And then, so you have the hygiene of it you have to maintain, and then you have to also think about, oh shit, now I could get pregnant. You have to maintain, and then you have. And now, so for them, it is too. They're thinking about that. Now I can get pregnant, but for them, it's now I'm in the lineup, which
Yeah.
Daisy is like,
Hell.
get me
Yeah.
the
Hell out.
hell out of.
Yeah. Hell no. Hell no. Mm-mm.
I didn't sign up to be married to nobody. I
Hell
signed up to be a
no. I
spy.
signed up to be a spy and a spy and liberate people. I didn't come here to get no husband.
Y'all ain't get me caught up in
Mm-mm.
this here
Yeah, to the
system.
no.
Kim, she was scared of dying, but now she like,
Get me out. And so, and when she went to, because also, so Becca, she's the first one to have the engagement part, her engagement party. So
Mm-hmm.
they're having that discussion about like who's gonna. No. So Huda, Huda, whatever her name is,
Yeah, I had it right. Hulda.
Hulda,
Because I think they took out the I, because I was calling her Hilda
yeah,
at first. And then I looked at the caption and I was like, Hulda.
Hulda,
I was
Hulda,
like, okay,
and Agnes have the
right.
conversation about the dentist predator. Yeah.
Yes.
And so we're hearing the narration from Agnes's point of view this episode 8, and she's like literally setting Hulda up to tell, which was a shitty thing to do for her,
I wanted to slap her. Because,
knowing the response that she was going to get.
yeah,
So why would you set your friend up like that? And
right, yeah.
then, but Hulda, she's like distraught because she's like, I'm going to hell.
I've been violated,
I've
and
been
she been
violated,
violated.
and they're gonna get
Yeah,
me because they're
she
gonna say
better
I
than
enticed
both.
him. How do you entice somebody in the dentist chair?
And then it's share. Yeah. When you laying down, you already in a
Exactly.
submissive position and they already over you. Yeah. But she's young and doesn't know.
Doesn't know
Yeah.
and doesn't know, and
Mhm.
so that made me give Agnes a side eye, and then I was kind of like, well, that's good, your damn friend, Marion Garth, because you set that darn girl up, and nobody was
You
gonna
don't
believe, they wasn't gonna believe her.
you don't
So
deserve God.
yeah, so that's why your
But
damn
she
friend
gave
is Marion
herself a
Garth.
side eye. She gave herself a
Yeah,
side
she
eye
did.
too. 'Cause
She
she
did. She did.
yeah.
But I still didn't like that she did that. And then,
Mm-mm.
and then the one thing, cause see, that's what I said about Agnes. One thing about Agnes, she ain't going down for you. That's why I said she would have told on Daisy in that first episode, because
Yeah.
she don't have nobody back. Even though she told Daisy in episode 8, you don't betray your friends. But when they got called into the office, she didn't have Holder's
Hold the
back.
bag. No, she shouldn't have did. And that girl looking down, all sad.
And distraught. And they
And
trying to
then
make her think that she misunderstood what was. I know this man got my hand rubbing on him. I know I ain't misunderstood nothing.
tells her, just put this behind
Right.
you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have it. Just look forward to a good like life as a wife
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm like, oh, she manipulative. This I don't
Um.
like that. Yeah, I didn't like that. Anyway, so um Dynamite is upset she has no period. She
She
like,
is hilarious. She is her.
I've
She
been
is
drinking
the
all
only.
this
She is the only like comic relief in this whole thing, because she's like, damn, you got your damn
shit.
period. I ain't got that.
I've been doing all the things. I'm the only one who want it, and nobody,
Exactly. I'm the only one that want it, and I ain't getting it. And she don't even realize that is probably stopping her from getting
from
it,
getting it.
because
Yeah,
she's
she thinks it's
stressing
too much
herself so much
stuff out
about
from getting
getting
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's ready to play the
Yeah,
game.
she's ready. She's ready to play
Yeah.
the game.
She's like, she ain't looking for no love
Mm-mm.
match, as you say, like in Bridgerton. She's not looking for no love match. She's mapped out the commanders. She knows what her
Mhm.
options or good options
Mhm.
are. So she like, come on, bring
Yeah,
it.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
Yeah.
go. Like, come on in.
Whereas, yeah, the writers have done a good job of playing, one who wants a love
Yeah.
match,
Mhm.
one who don't want no man at
Mhm.
all.
Like, come
Um,
on. Come on. Come on. She is like, I mean, and it's and that's contributing to her delay because and then she's so focused on like if she's barren, what that looks like, what that means to her, and she's so focused on that, and
on that, yeah.
yeah,
'Cause for a minute, I was like, if she could find a way to claim
her
Daisy
yeah,
period,
she
she would
would,
find a way to be
hmm
like, girl, but because they gotta sit on that doggone pot, because that was crazy to sit on that
and the auntie got to put on a pair of gloves.
and verify. That's crazy. I guess you could get girls a lot,
Yeah,
but that was like in Bridgerton. Remember when she had to
oh, for her
verify
pregnancy.
if she
Mhm.
and if she wasn't pregnant? That was
Yeah,
crazy.
humiliating. Yeah.
You be glad for EPT? This
Mhm.
let me be on this doggone stick. Or whatever. Okay, so Daisy wants out, like we
Yeah.
said, and
Oh, and don't forget the sex class.
oh yeah, which they couldn't go into.
And all they had was
They
the uterus up there. What is
yeah.
that telling me about the uterus?
Yeah, oh yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
the
That's
vessel.
what I was gonna
This is
say.
the vessel of God or whatever. What are you saying to me? Like again, keeping them completely closed
Clean in the dark.
in the dark
Mhm.
as to what it is that will be happening at that time, which is going to be a very traumatizing time.
Yeah.
I don't mean
You
to laugh, but it's not going to be good.
you said traumatizing. Let me explain to you, yeah, how this gonna go. It's not going to be like the movies.
It is
It's
not. It is not. It's going to be bad for them. And
yeah,
with
it's
them
gonna be
old
bad.
behind men too. Oh
Yeah.
my
Especially if they're
God.
not trying to be especially if they're not trying to be soft and gentle or whatever. They're
No.
just trying to be old men.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's so yeah.
For those men, it's just a release for them. A release for
But
them.
okay, this is what I thought was funny, which I was gonna mention. I got it mixed up because I was so excited to get to it. The fact that Daisy was trying to be honest with Shaunamite
Yeah.
on how it really happens. And she was like, shoot up, girl, please. I was like, when she find out Daisy is telling the truth, oh girl, gonna be so ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she is telling you not one lie,
Not
but I
one.
was like, I guess it does sound crazy. She said, like a rod.
And this is the thing. If
Yes,
you
like
don't
you make
know,
you know.
you don't
Huh?
know. If you don't know, you don't know, right?
You don't know, but she like, girl, I know you lying to me.
Shaunamite is the only comic relief in this whole
You said that.
God.
I think I see that was the only time she really kind of made me. I'm like, because you know what? The writers did a good job once again. I am watching this scene, watching
Mhm,
Daisy tell her the truth. I'm with
mhm,
Daisy. Like,
mhm,
yeah, Daisy,
mhm,
that's exactly right. Daisy is not
mhm,
telling you any lies.
mhm.
She is being very, very like technical with it. So when Shadow was like, girl, please.
Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
I don't know what she think is gonna happen,
I
Kim.
don't.
I should have
This is
let
part
her be
of
heard.
the indoctrination. This is part
Let
of
her be
the reason
heard.
they're able to continue to carry on because
What she think gonna happen, Kim? What does she think is gonna happen?
what
And
did
what she think the two things don't come together some kind of
they
way?
didn't tell them children what they was about to, in the sex class.
In the
They didn't tell them
class,
what they was supposed what was going to happen.
they didn't
All
mention
they
nothing
said
about
was the husband was going to lead them, and you were to do what the husband told you to
bed.
do.
Yeah,
What is that?
yeah. Cause you got to know the two body parts have to come together, but how and where?
And
Nobody
it
asked
ain't gonna
how.
be pleasant. It's not gonna be pleasant.
But you know what? It was in Bridgerton. That first time she had sex with oh boy,
Which one? Which one?
the first
The first
marriage.
one?
Did they make it seem like the first night they had
Okay, but prior to that, he told her to go and touch herself.
oh, you think she broke it that night or whatever when she was touching herself?
Well,
Whatever kind of
he told her, he asked her if she's ever done it, and he was like,
yeah.
"No, I don't even know what you're talking about." 'Cause again,
Right. Yeah.
don't know. She don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And so he told her, "You need to touch it. You need to go and touch yourself."
You think okay, so you think her run, her I'm
I
not
think she got a little taste of a little something something.
where they should be like,
Because
yeah.
she was a little ashamed too, and she didn't want to continue. And
But you knew what to expect as
yeah,
a
she
climax
kinda
and
knew
end.
she knew
Somehow I
something.
should orgasm or
Yeah, she
something.
knew something, but she
Yeah,
didn't fully know, but she knew something.
something was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So
but for
so
them, they don't get none of that.
well, yeah, I didn't get anything. I think the closest I got was just the dirty books they passed around in fifth grade. I can remember getting those books.
I ain't never
You
got
know,
no
like
dirty books.
it would be like chapter books. It would be like if your mama read or
Mm,
not the Danielle
yeah.
Steele, but it would be like a level like I don't know where they got these from because my mama read Danielle Steele, but these weren't Danielle Steele's. This was something else.
Mhm,
But they were a real story. But when they got hot and heavy, it got really hot and heavy, like more than Danielle Steele would ever
mhm,
say or whatever. And I can remember the girls in the class reading this book. And I'm like, I like to read what you're
mhm.
reading. So passing the book around, I was like, oh wow, this is something
Different.
different. Cause mom, oh, you know what happened? The first time I got introduced to erections, I can remember watching Golden Girls with my mama. And one of the characters, whoever Blanche was dating, or maybe it was Rose. You remember this episode? He couldn't get an erection.
Yes, I do remember that episode.
And so Saturday nights, my mama and I would watch whatever the Saturday night lineup. It
Mhm,
would be Golden Girls. It was a nice lineup. I don't want to say different world because
mhm,
that came on Thursday. No, Amen.
mhm,
Golden Girls. It would be something. And she would roll her hair while she was like starting dinner for
mhm.
church. And I would be sitting and we would watch whatever the programs were. And I can remember, so I'm watching this. That's why I'm watching this 60 some old women. It was a funny show, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
so I'm watching the show and I completely understand it because she came home to tell the
Yeah.
girls the guy was good, but he had this problem, right? I'm still didn't ask no questions. I didn't ask a question until at some point in the show his stuff starts working. And he like,
Mhm.
we can get it. Like she like, oh yeah, it's working. And I'm like, well, what
We're working. His car.
happened?
They're gonna go drive.
No, so I guess I must have been of age. So she was like, okay, let me tell you. That might have been middle school then. That she was like, men could get erections and this is what happens. And I was like, what? They stuff do what? Like what happens? So she just told me the technical aspect of it like that, I guess. And kind of like Daisy. Kind of like what Daisy
Mhm,
was telling her,
mhm,
that's how it happens. But I believed her. But the book was more like Bridgerton.
mhm.
But she didn't give me that. It could be lovely.
Yeah.
You could with
Be
your boo or
lovely.
whatever.
Mhm.
She just was like, "Don't wear. I've explained it to you. Now don't do it."
Yeah.
Which is what I guess the Testament girls are given as
Yeah.
well. You know,
I didn't get that explanation. I
about
didn't. Yeah. I didn't get that
yeah.
explanation.
Yeah. So they kind of I guess again I need to do better. Put that on my things to do.
Have the talk. Technically. So,
Technically, in a loving
in a
way,
loving
I
way.
guess, I just have told Jackson to be a
Yeah.
gentleman, but I really do need to say more. So, this show just reminds me that I think I might be kind of stuck. I might be kind of like I might be reinforcing the norm. I might be contributing to the system some, and I'm not, yeah, in different ways by reinforcing what I am telling my daughters to do,
Mhm.
and then also in conversations that I am not having
Mhm.
with them.
And I think this show for me has, because I remember like watching, I think I was watching like a few episodes, maybe like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, something like that. And I remember my son coming in my room and I was like, not right now.
Mhm.
But after I'm done,
You
we're
gonna
gonna have
talk
a
to him about
conversation.
it.
Because listen
Yeah.
here, what you not gonna do? What you not gonna do is ever treat a woman like that.
Right, yeah.
You know? So the
Mhm.
conversation became more of I refuse to raise one of them.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes you conscious of the
Yeah.
fact too. Yeah. Don't be like
Yeah.
that.
Be
Don't be
very
a man.
yeah.
Yeah, I have had, yeah, it has, if not sex, not sex. I need to have more conversations about that.
Mhm.
But it has made me come to him and be like, don't be dismissive of women's
Yeah.
opinions. Don't be that dude who, and maybe I guess I'm feeling some kind of way. So people can maybe say, what they feel. But I can remember getting ready for Jackson's graduation,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, I'll get a poster, a banner poster, or whatever. And my dad helped, and he put up a tent, had a tent put up or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
So I go and I'm trying to. It was him. Jeffrey was on the grill. My daddy was sitting outside. Jackson was out there. I come out there, so I'm the only female, and I'm like, where am I gonna put this banner? I didn't ask not one person
Mhm.
for their opinion.
Mhm.
But I got like Jackson being the minor didn't really say, but I got three different opinions on the banner that nobody asked me about size,
Mhm.
about where I should put the holes, where I should
Mhm.
get whatever. But now everybody got an opinion about where it is and how big it is and where it should hang. Don't put it here, don't put it there. I'm like, don't nobody think I got an idea. I felt very like, do I not know how to?
Plan? Have you met me?
I know these people. I know this men. They know me. They know I can think. But it was suddenly like everybody had an
Mhm.
opinion on where I should do this thing. I felt very much like some kind of way at that
Mhm.
moment.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Anyway, yeah.
Mm.
So I can see how it can take hold or whatever
Yeah. 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 But
if we don't say, because I didn't say anything, right? I
mhm.
didn't say, can anybody back up and I got this,
Mhm.
right? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about how I felt. I
Mm.
just went ahead and went with it in that moment, which again, maybe.
Well, I'm tell you right now, we don't want it to take hold, period. But this show does feel very can feel at times very familiar.
Yeah, it reminds you of the things that are familiar and I think uncomfortable
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
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 Open your eyes, ladies. Open your
If
eyes,
if
ladies.
you don't know, you better know it.
Because
Better-
it ain't all about race.
It's not.
It's about, it is
Which
about
was
gender
very
as well.
clear. It didn't matter about race.
It didn't
It
matter
was
about race.
strictly
It's
gender
gender.
in the most basic form.
In the most yeah.
Literally just ripped women down to their most basic attributes.
Hmm.
Don't have a mind, you don't have a mouthpiece, You are
Mhm.
just a reproductive tool and a tool of,
The society. Yeah.
for pleasure to do one job
Mhm.
and one job only.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's what it reminded me of, to keep in mind, to be mindful of. Um, as far as like, yeah, cultural
Yeah.
messaging.
Mhm.
I feel like what the writers are
Mhm.
saying, Margaret Atwood is the writer of the book.
Mhm.
And then I don't know who's the director. I have to look it up. But they've changed adapted her story, and I like that she has. I like this idea that she is making us think about, to be aware of, to be mindful, and I'm praying that I see the signs, because again, the bunker can be used for more than one thing. We
Girl.
talked about the bunker in Paradise, girl. We about to use the bunker to be like, they might here acting crazy, girl,
I
for
don't even gonna
gender.
do
We
it
got
no
the
more.
bunker.
The reasoning behind the fact that I want the a bunker will be in my future for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Kim said, it's because these shows got you like, dang, this is crazy. Okay, Kim, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Final thoughts. What was she
Oh,
thinking?
what was she thinking? What was she thinking? I'm gonna have to go with. I'm intrigued by Lydia. I,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I did not watch Handmaid Tale. However,
You gotta watch it.
for
Yes,
some
please watch
reason,
it.
I don't know. I feel like something is moving in the background that maybe we're not privy to. That
Mm-hmm.
could be a turning point for her.
Oh yeah,
So
because
yeah, I
yeah,
don't know what it is, but I feel like she has turned or her thinking has changed.
it did at the end. It did at the end. A
So
handmaid. Yeah, that's why I'm surprised she's there,
mm,
because I don't understand. If I think someone said in one of the comments that maybe word never got back of her changing her
mhm,
mind, and that's why they got her up in there. I don't know, but not unless she switched back immediately. Like
mhm.
she was like, "Okay, I changed my mind." But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking she
Self-preservation.
might.
I think she will do what needs to be done to survive now.
She could be. That could be too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I don't think
interested.
she's never not going to do what she needs to do to survive. But I do
Yeah,
think that there's some underlying things happen, and I do feel like that there's a conflict brewing between her and the
Commander. What's his name? Or
him
Vidalia?
and Vidia.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think
uh-huh.
that's coming back. That's going to rear its head again.
Yeah.
With that,
Yeah, because she said she didn't know she could continue to say keep them safe or
yeah,
something at the end of one
yeah.
episode. Yeah.
I think yeah, something's going on there. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Um,
Mhm.
but that Lydia is kind of on my radar right now. Agnes, she just I wasn't too pleased with her after episode 8.
You know
And
what?
I was kind of happy that Garth is marrying her best friend. So, you get what you get,
You know what? She portrays very sweet,
Yeah.
but you have reminded me of some of the things that she has
Uh-huh.
done. It's
Mhm.
not very nice.
Uh-uh.
It is a juxtaposition, and she
Mhm.
comes across very sweet,
Mhm.
very.
Mhm.
And I think she got me, because I really wasn't paying attention to how she kind of underhanded some.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was like, oh yeah, she did do that, but
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
Agnes. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's using like even the interplay between her and the commander that is her match. She is using him to even play with Paula as well. Because she's becoming a little bit more defiant to Paula.
Oh yeah, because the
Yeah.
flowers. She was like,
Yeah.
I want hyacinths.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Mhm.
was like, let her have
Yeah.
them.
Whatever she want. I think she's made her decision. Mm.
Yeah. Paula like, oh, okay. I'm like, girl, you better hope you don't need Paula.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You better hope that commander don't act crazy on you when you get to that house and you don't have to come back and
Because I
need
don't
Paula.
trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I
No,
don't trust him.
because they known to flip once they get you, just like abusers or
Yeah,
whatever,
I don't trust him.
or manipulators. They known
Mm-hmm.
to flip once you get behind
I don't
closed
trust him.
doors. Yeah.
I don't trust none of the men on that show.
No, I haven't found one I want to try. Even Garth, I'm kind of like,
I don't.
he like, who's June? I'm like, what you mean you don't know
Yeah,
June?
he
Lord,
don't know.
somebody get me out of here.
Lord, he said he don't know her. He don't even know what a tampon is, what a max pad is. He can't help her with nothing. I don't know
I'm
how she
like,
gonna make it through the next 5 to 7
girl,
days.
what you got
I
yourself
don't
mixed up
know how she
in?
gonna make it through the next 5 to 7 days when all you
All
do
you
is wear white.
kill and that little transistor radio, that's all you got is your contact. Get me up out of here.
Where is the plan? The plan had to be better than this, ain't it?
I need to be able to Morse code somebody or something my behind up and out of here. All
911
I got is
emergency. Reconnect the community.
God. She needs some type of distress signal or something, some type of distress call to send it. When y'all hear that, y'all need to come.
When you hear me start stepping, it say 911. Reconnect the community.
Come on. Come on now. Y'all need to Kim, y'all need to bust that out the sky.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, yeah. Imagine how to bust outside that school. Come on. Reconnect community. What is wrong with that girl?
Reconnect the community. No.
And then nobody come. If you don't get your high pick in this school.
What is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
Hold on.
You silly.
She better snap back. Praise me.
Yeah. Under his eye.
Oh,
I
goodness.
was just doing under his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Daisy is my what were you thinking, girl? What you thought going up in there, girl? What was you thinking going up in there? No,
Oh,
ma'am, no.
goodness.
I will make out Kim. I will write the newsletter.
Listen here.
But no, I'm not going back up in there.
Charlotte, because when you think about it, how do you get messages in and out?
No, that's what I'm saying. You was set up. My heart would have sank when Garth said, I don't know no Jew. I'd have went, oh my, I'm dead.
Huh?
I am dead. Set
What
me up
is
for the
the plan
overdose.
to get me up out of here when I need to get out of here? What is the plan?
That would have been my first question. Okay, I'll go, but what is the
What
plan?
is the plan to get me out of here?
When I have done what I'm supposed to do, y'all gonna come and tag. I mean, what I'm supposed to do, y'all gonna lead me through the trail, through the bushes. Y'all gonna meet me at the border. What y'all tell me what I'm supposed to do? Yeah, because she looking like she was just dropped off and that was it. Yeah, I ain't liking it. A Martha or something. I don't know. Yeah, because usually they have like a pipeline. So I'm not understanding why nobody's not speaking up in the pipeline. Daisy girl, why did you go in there with no plan? Yeah.
No plan.
Now you got a whole period.
And all you do is wear white. Every day, girl. Every day.
Every day.
You don't have that's your uniform. You wear it every day, girl.
Threw that underwear away. What's she gonna do now?
What is she gonna do? When she gonna sleep at night? What is she gonna do, Charlotte?
I'm just thinking. That's her first period, so it's gonna be real light. She better hope.
Girl. It ain't look light on them drawers. And you took them drawers off and threw them in the trash can.
Oh
I don't
my God.
understand it. I
He's
didn't
like,
understand it back in Bridgerton time, and I don't understand it now.
oh my God. Yeah, she was having a day.
I
Yeah, there was,
don't
yeah, Daisy girl.
understand it.
I would never send her June. I should have a distress or something to come and get you. Good luck, girl. But we'll see. We got 2 more
Yeah,
episodes of good old. This was good.
yeah.
I think I can't wait for you to watch the
Handmaid's
Handmaid.
Tale.
I might rewatch it. In fact, I probably will
Mhm.
rewatch it as I'm doing like cleaning the house or something.
Yeah,
Because
I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it. It's on my list.
ooh, let me know so you see, because you can see, girl. Lydia in rare form, honey, when she back in the day, girl, when she was in charge of the handmaids, because now she in charge of the future.
Mm.
Now this was a promotion for Lydia.
Well, she got a whole statue in school.
That's why I thought she was dead when they first. I was like, oh, they done killed Lydia. Right?
Nope, she's
And
still here.
she even said it when she was like, usually they don't make statues
Yeah.
of people until
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, I'm still here. Mm-hmm. I just do a really good job.
yeah.
They gave me a statue.
I'm like, maybe she connected to June. She gonna lead them out. I mean, come on, girl. We'll see. I
We'll
can't wait to
see.
see, but I
We'll
still
see.
feel like they're gonna do some seasons,
Yeah.
and I just hope they don't drag this out
Yeah.
because God, oh, they really drug out.
Her trying to find Agnes, huh?
She's Hannah though. I think she was Hannah in that thing. Yeah, I think she was
Mm.
Hannah.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah, she does look half
She
black.
do. That's
That
why I was asking. Was is her dad? Did she deal with a
the
black
dude is he had really dark hair and he had kind of like he wasn't an African American man, but he wasn't like blonde hair, blue eye. Now I'm trying to think, did she have 2 kids? I'm thinking she only had 1. That's why I got to watch it to see where that
man?
baby went. But I'm pretty sure that baby came home. The wife took care of her for a minute, and somehow that baby left at home. Now I gotta figure out where that baby went.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't have a baby with the commander. That had to have been the other baby. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm about 90% sure.
Hmm.
That's the show for who became a guardian, who became a commander. He did end up coming up a commander after so many seasons or whatever. But that was weird. But she liked that man. Cause a couple of seasons in, she was debating whether to stay with her husband or him, honey. That lady is like British too, I think. Did you know that?
Mm-mm. I don't. I only seen her. The only other thing I saw her in June was The Invisible Man.
You haven't watched what is it? Not Secret something. Something women on Apple
Mm-mm.
with the girl from Scandal, the lady from Scandal.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. And she was
She's in
dating her
that too.
friend's husband or messing with her friend's
Yeah.
husband or something. Yeah.
She's in that too. She's pretty good. I like her, but I think she's like British or whatever. But anyway,
Okay.
I like June. I really liked her in Handmaid's Tale. So yeah, let me know what you think. I guess I know it's been a minute, but this one I think was worth a lot talking
Yeah.
about women,
Yeah.
women and choices that women make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't wait to see because I feel like this story, The Handmaid's Tale and Testings about women saving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see how they
Yeah.
figure out how to save themselves.
Yeah.
So I really feel like in the end, the men are gonna get it. These evil, nasty pedophile,
Man, yeah, I want
and
to
I
get
can't
it. I want
wait
to
to
get it
see.
bad. I mean, I
Yeah,
have some ways of how they need to put
how,
it.
how they can, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how they figure this out.
Mm.
So I like this. This is gonna be. I'm gonna continue to
Yeah, me
watch.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good show.
Good.
Good show.
All right, Kim, you gonna take
All
us
right.
out?
If this TV show made you uncomfortable, inspired, or reflective, that's the point. Because growth usually starts with discomfort.
Tell us, what was she thinking and what did you think watching this show? If you've watched it, if not, we suggest that you watch it. We think it's a good watch. And after you watch it, rate and subscribe this show, this podcast. Tell us what you think. Share it, please, with your friends and family, and then talk about it amongst yourselves and let us know what kind of conversations you had with your friends and family talking about the women in their lives, and let us know. We can't wait to see. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on What We Should Think. Thank you, Kimber.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share, and join the discussion.
Yes, join us. I can't. I've been talking too long. Join the discussion. Bye.
Bye.